I'm thinking maybe a goose, maybe. A lot of lakes.
Yeah.
We were flying into Minneapolis, a lot of lakes there, so I'm guessing it was some kind of a large waterfowl bird. But when I thought I heard a noise, and I asked the pilots, I said, "What was that?" And we're like, "Fuck, we don't know." Oops, sorry. Are we live yet?
Yes, we are.
With that story,
Sneak that one in.
I had to go live with that story.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Heard this loud bang, and then when I go to, there's like I'm the first one that opens up the door, and I go to hit the detent button, turn the knob, and I'm like, shit, what's the matter with the door? Like, oh crap. And it was all I could do. You could hear the metal grinding in there. So it hit the exterior doorknob or the handle, and it twisted all the interior components up. And when I opened up the door, I'm like, where'd all this blood come from? Yeah.
Wow.
So needless to say, we were grounded.
Now, was this in the helicopter or the actual aircraft?
This is in the fixed wing last night. So they sent the corporate plane afterwards, after we were done delivering the patient, but they sent the corporate plane up to pick us up and take us back to our base in Dickinson, North Dakota. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to catch a couple hours sleep and screw it. I'm going home.
And now they have to fix wing.
They do got to fix the wing and the door.
Yeah.
So they would have paid you to sit there for days while that thing gets fixed? That'd drive
They
me
would have paid
insane.
me to sit there until I got back to my station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, from what I understand, the lead pilot that was on last night, he's still there.
Oh, God. He's got to be hating life.
Let me tell you what a fun time it is in downtown Minneapolis. It's not.
They call that little Somalia, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's
a little Somalia.
Yeah, because of all the refugees they put there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Ilhan Omar is a congresswoman from.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
So
guys...
what have we got today, boys?
Before we jump off, I just wanted to...
Stop yelling at me.
Oh, that's Justin's family.
Have to be Justin.
I was like, we're paying for the contractors not to build the fence here, Matt.
I know. It's awesome.
I didn't know if everybody knew that. They get paid whether they build it or not, and Biden's got them sitting on their thumbs, so we just pay. Interesting world we live in.
Yeah. Well, and then those contracts were already paid for. They should have just let him finish it, but, he had to be a dick.
If it's a firm fixed price contract, boom, they're paid. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
That's just cutting your nose off to spite your face, isn't it?
It really is.
Look, listen to this. He did. Trump passed an executive order to lower the cost of medications. As soon as Biden got in office, he reversed it, and then they tried to push it back through again through Congress so they could take credit for it.
Why?
When it was already done. He only reversed it because it was Trump's executive order.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with what it was over.
The only thing he didn't reverse was Afghanistan. So he could use that to blame him for, hey, not my fault, but Trump got this ball running.
Exactly.
Hey, Matt. I found a site. Now, this is supposed to be all the new DJI crap coming out. That, oh my God.
Oh, you got enough notifications there, mate?
Yeah.
You can turn them off.
I got another drone story too. If you guys didn't see that drone show in China that went all haywire, fucking hundreds of drones started falling out of the sky.
I did see that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I put a short of it. But supposedly it was a rival company that didn't get the contract. Yep. Supposedly they fucked with their show.
I'm sure they hit it with the electronic blast, EMI blast. Anyway.
Is this what you were looking at last week?
Yeah. And this gives you a little better look at how they want to make it more universal, like a GoPro. They got it clipping onto the guy's shirt, on a gimbal. But that's not the interesting part, Matt. This is. They're coming out with the Mavic 3, the Mavic 3 Fly More combo, and then the Mavic 3 Pro. They're going to bleed the living crap out of this. But it talks about, let me get to the controller. Oh, yeah, right there. That's the one I wanted. Look at the controller and look right there where it says users can use the internet with Wi-Fi or a 4G dongle. Okay. It's 2021. They've been promising a dongle to us since 2018. Okay. Where's the dongle? There's one I have that's clearer than this.
Here we go. I can see it being an after,
Right.
All those not aftermarket, but all those accessories. I'll be better with that, so you better go get it. And so the initial massive cost of that bloody Pro with the ProRes and all that sort of shit still won't be exactly what you want.
No, it won't.
But when you consider the price of that compared to the Inspire with its 2 controllers and all, I mean, Inspire, that's bloody expensive, mate, when that came out.
Yeah. Now look at the bottom by this right here, by the stop sharing. DJI cellular transmission dongle. None.
There you go.
Absolutely none. So what's all the bullshitting about? Because don't forget now, my 2018 Sendence remote controller has a slot for a dongle. They never made one. Never made one available. Just incredible. And so these being the specs, right? And DJI cellular transmission dongle, gone, not there.
Oh,
The
we'll
other
have to wait
thing
and
I
see.
wanted to get to you with was what we were talking about right here. Okay, the electronic and the mechanical. Thank you, sir. But see, it just says electronics. I wish I would quit hitting that. Now I can't see the damn arrow. This is
Well, those electronics will
it's
either
got
be
different for the photo and the video. Is what I'm looking at. I got to pull out a little bit. You see that down at the bottom, wide angle camera? We'll have a mechanical 8-1 to 2000, and then an electronic, which is normal, the 8,000. That's our normal shutter speed for DJI cameras, 1 to 8,000. Don't know what the hell the 8 is. And you see the electronics about it. It's above it. It's 1 to 1 over 8,000ths of a second. Shutter
that's
speed.
1 to 1. The electronics on that other one's 8 to 1. Yeah.
Right. I don't know what 8 to 1 means. What is that? Is that a much smaller ratio? What the hell are we talking about?
I don't know what 8 to 1 is. Where are we?
Rob, do
Anyone
you
in the
know?
chat?
You know anything about that? Anybody?
No, we asked. Who'd we ask last week? That
Slam that.
when they didn't know who it was. Oh, I know. Ron. That's who got asked that question. Our camera guy.
No, that wasn't that question there. That question there was the letter before it. Now, what was that bloody letter? E, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, it was E.
Yeah, E. I couldn't find that anywhere on a Google bloody search. I don't know what that means.
Well, here now they're telling you it's an electronic shutter at 8 to 1 over 8,000ths of a second, and a mechanical shutter at 8 to 1 over 2,000ths. The only guy you could ask is camera guys.
But I think that's something new, Jim.
That is.
Again, a lot of your camera guys may or may not be able to answer that.
Okay.
Unless you're really, maybe ask like, Ken Dono or these guys that are watching this new stuff every day.
Maybe Hasselblad's come up with something new.
No clue. And look at how wide that camera is. 84 degrees. That's a wide ass camera.
Yeah.
You got to figure we're getting what, 72, 77 degrees on ours?
Yeah, about 77 max, yeah.
Again,
I don't know.
2.8 to 111.
Give me the Evolve with the 12 millimeter for the wide angle. It's 100 plus.
Well, and you can change lenses. I mean,
Age lenses, exactly. That's the beautiful part about it. And it's all on that 4/3 sensor, and you don't have to worry about telephoto being on a 1/2 inch.
Now, what I do like is that if you look at the top under transmitter power, they've increased the 2.4 to 31 decibels dBm, and
They still can't go over 3. Yeah, they still can't go over 3 watts. That's the FCC requirement, even for Wi-Fi routers in your house. It's 3 watts. That's the max wattage that they can push.
Okay, so they're calling it. It says features 03, so I guess they're calling it OcuSync 3 because it's got more power than the other one.
Are they at 30 or are they higher than 30?
Well, the OcuSync 3 has 4 antennas on the drone as well. So, and the 3rd channel.
Well, what are you talking about? 3rd channel?
Well, maybe not 3rd channel. 3rd something. That's what they're using that other antenna for. Is the at least on the FPV drone, that's 3rd is for the goggles that the goggles are picking up.
Okay.
So you still have your standard 2. You still have your standard 2 channel, but that 3rd is essentially for the goggles.
Well, like with the RTK, I use a 3rd channel. It's a 900 megahertz for the RTK antennas.
Yeah, what I found interesting on the Autel stuff is that they're pumping 2K back to the video on your controller.
To the controller.
Instead of the 1080.
What?
I didn't see anything. Yeah. So the new Nano and the lights are all pushing 2K back to instead of 1080 back to the controller screen or back to your phone.
And that's at 1,000 nits, if I remember correctly.
Not on the Nano and the Light. They don't have any screen on them, so it'd be one. It's what's going to show up on your phone is 2K.
Oh, you know what? I'm getting confused with the Evolve 2. Sorry.
Right. The Evolve 2 is 1,000 nits on each of those 2 screens.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it's only a 1080 back to the screen.
So this looks pretty normal. I don't have a smart controller. I use the Ascendant. So does this look normal to you guys? A lot of guys are going to bitch about that 5.5.
Yeah, it's about the same size. I'm really surprised they didn't match Autel's 8-inch.
Me too.
And 2,000 nits instead of 1,000 nits. So.
Look, when it comes down to it, it's all comes down to battery power too, and that obviously makes a difference in the size of the unit. So once they start pumping brighter and brighter, they need better and better batteries, because if you're going to be running long flight times, man, you're going to have to want to kill a battery in your remote as well. Otherwise, you'll be having to charge your bloody remote up, and you've still got a battery left.
Yeah, my V1 smart controller from Autel is 4+ hours on the battery, so you get plenty of time. Yeah, that's at the 2,000 nits and blah blah blah. So you're good.
Okay.
it's got way enough battery.
Well, that's good. That's good. What are they compared to size to these things here? I haven't seen either of them.
Yeah, so the Autel is 7.9 inch screen at 2,000 nits, and I think this DJI is 5.5.
I don't
have that. I don't have that smart controller.
Look at what Maddie's saying. My phone, I don't think No, my Note 9 can't do 2.7K back to my phone.
Hey, Dre.
I don't think it does
Hey,
4K.
what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
mate.
Okay.
So,
Those are essentially 4K screens though on the smartphones.
well, on Apple's, yeah, I would definitely think because
No, and the Samsungs for sure, and probably the Googles for sure. The Google Pixel.
I don't know. It says it takes 4K video. But remember, mine's a Note 9. I don't have any of these Super 21s or anything. I'm not paying $1,000. Oh, I got to show you guys something. You're going to love this. I have been invited to. It's so nice of them. I just can't get over how nice Verizon is to me. You know, I got to say,
Sarcasm or is this reality?
that's friggin' sarcasm.
Nobody says.
I have a question for Ron. So would your hunters have shot the elk with the tire around its neck? Did you see that article?
Put it on the big screen, Jim. I can't see that.
Yeah, and if I'm willing to pay, anyway, they're acting like if I get a new phone, hold on, let me get this 4K beautiful camera to screw it. It says, listen to this. Hi, Verizon customer. Last chance to get a Samsung Galaxy S21 5G 128 for $0 down for 24 to 30 months at $800 retail. Just trade in a qualifying device. Move to one of our select unlimited plans. Additional terms and trading. Why do you even bother doing this shit?
So that S21 128 list is 11, almost 1,200 on that 128. The 256, which is the one that I have of the S21, is 1,200 and something. So, but that's pretty, right. That price of knocking it down to $800, sort of trading in some other phone, is kind of a standard fare across all those cellular guys that do that junk.
It's a qualifying phone. I have to qualify your statement there, Rod.
Yeah, exactly. And it is sometimes debatable how many generations. Usually not more than about 2 generations back.
We don't want your damn Note 4.
And right, exactly.
What, Ron?
I'm wondering what they do with the old phones.
Probably sell them as refurbished.
You know, take the chips out and put them in drones.
So, and by the way, the S22 is coming in January. So that's probably why they're trying to unload their stock on the S21s at the moment.
So, Mr. Steve Carpenter.
That's what we need, another $1,000 phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Pro models are pushing, 1,200 to 1,400 on some of these phones for the Pro versions.
Look at the Fold 3.
I stopped at the Note 4. I stopped buying new at the Note 4. No, that was $1,000 when I bought it years ago. I'm like, it's a phone.
That Fold 3 from Samsung is like $1,800 or something like that.
Oh my God! Are you?
Yeah, I find that to be a very useless feature, honestly, if you really look at it.
Depends on whether you like to use your phone as a tablet.
I don't know. I still don't think it's that great of a feature for that much more money.
Listen, just get a iPad Mini for now, half the price.
You know who that's good for?
Whoa.
The business people.
Yeah.
Not the consumer. The dual screens is good for the business people. If you want to see an example of that, look at the Microsoft Surface Duo, which is actually probably a better dual screen than that Fold is by a long shot.
Well,
it actually lays out better.
I was going to say, a good premium phone, if you treat it right, will last you a good year or two. If you take care of it and all that. But those Samsung Folds, I've seen tons of videos of people after
they get
4 or 5 months, and there's just a huge crease after 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, big crease in the middle of the screen. Yeah, those screens.
You know what? Even that statement there, Justin, if you look after it, it'll last you a good 12 months. that's right, and sadly,
$120 a month. Yeah.
yeah. Sadly, it is correct because these phones get up there about say you spend $1,000 on a phone. I want to get more than 2 years out of a bloody phone.
You're damn right. That's why I only buy ones where you can replace the battery.
Well,
You know what? And this is what shits me too, is I can't do that anymore. They've taken that ability away because how many times is the phone okay, but the battery shits itself? So I've just gone down and bought another battery, chucked it into the F7 or something like that, or an S6 I had, and off you go again. There's no bloody problems. But these things fall apart, mate.
Yeah.
That last one I had was absolutely fine, but the battery crapped its pants, so I had to get a bloody another phone, didn't I? Sons of bitches. You can get them all melted and they pull off the back and all sorts of shit, and you can get they cost you about $100, which is probably cheaper than another phone. But they just make it so bloody hard now. It's all to do with throw it away, get another one.
So interesting you should say that, Matt, because at least here in the U.S., Congress is I don't know whether they passed it or looking to pass it, but sort of a right to repair bill that they're talking about, so that electronic devices are more repairable.
Yeah, not so bloody trashable.
And automobiles too.
Well, did you see what the UK was trying to pass too? They're trying to make all devices one charging port, so you'd be
That was
USB-C.
Europe.
Yeah, across the board.
Yeah,
Apple's
that's coming. So
fantastic for that.
Yeah, Apple doesn't have a choice but to change.
They changed. Oh, look at this. Oh, it hasn't got an earplug anymore. Oh, but you can buy these extra.
Yep.
Oh, I want earplugs.
And the new
But
DJI
you know what?
birds coming out all plug in to USB-C in the rear. They show a plug-in
she said.
cord and it goes USB-C to the back of the drone. That's how they want you to charge it.
Yeah, and they've ripped out the micro SD cards off the phones now too, so you can't even add extra
I
storage.
hate that. That annoys the living crap out of me.
Where's
Here's
my
what I wanted to
S20?
talk about for a second, guys. If I can go
All right.
full screen for a second. How do I do that?
You
How do I
push on
Do
yourself.
we want you to go full screen?
I want to show you something.
Stays.
This is an Anton Bauer battery, okay? It's a $500 battery back when I bought it. It lasts 4 hours and it goes on a professional broadcast camera, which I have in the house. That is all to stop me from going big, is all to show you this, which is coming out from DJI. Share screen. They're making their own professional camera system with their own battery.
Good God,
Not
that's going to be
standard.
expensive.
Yes. Now the Anton Bauer battery is $500. So, and it's a 4-hour battery. Look at this. This looks like it comes off the X7 camera, right? Because you can see the drone gimbal on it. You're taking it off the gimbal and you're putting it on. Now, notice how thin the camera backing is because the processor is actually in the body. The body's doing all. So this has got to be 6 or 8K. They don't release anything yet.
Okay, Jim. So, trivia question for you: in the PC world, where did all of these companies create something that was very custom to them for all their laptops? The power supply.
Windows?
The power brick. The power brick. The connectors on the power bricks for you couldn't use a power brick from Dell on an HP or HP on a Dell. They all had their own unique power connector, right?
Still today.
Yeah, you still can't have a standard. This is what you do.
Yep, you're still right today because I bought my daughter that computer. It had its own
custom battery for their stuff. Why should that surprise us?
No,
because
isn't
they
it
put
supposed
the
to be-
damn limiter on it, the battery support board.
Hey Jim, isn't it supposed to be one of the new cameras that's supposed to be coming out in the next month?
Yeah, because they don't specify whether it's the X7, but I'm looking at this gimbal and I'm thinking, is it the X7 or not? But
Well,
yes,
I'm talking about the whole rig is supposed to be something. I saw today on somebody else's stream that this may be one of the new camera or new products that DJI is coming out with, another camera and this thing. and then possibly the Mavic 3 or whatever else to announce.
Yeah, it is.
At the little picture they put up with all the 3 different little things.
I mean, they say they're only coming out with 3 new products, but you've
Right.
got 3 products alone in the Mavic 3 field. You got the Mavic 3, then they call it the Mavic 3 Fly More Combo Kit, and then the Mavic 3 Cinema Kit.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
they might not
one.
be. Yeah, but they might not. Are you're saying they're counting all 3 as one?
No, they're just
No.
but then number 2 would be the square camera we showed before, the Action 2, which was there a need for a DJI Action 2?
Can I
And
ask a
then-
question? There? Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
mate.
man. Yeah, man.
I was
Did you
just
raise
gonna
your
ask-
hand? Did you raise your hand?
No, I raised a subject.
Shut it then till you raise your hand.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
I'm gonna go to the toilet. Can I go to the toilet?
Pick up the rim with the 20-pound chain on it and go. Make sure you bring back my pass back with you.
But you know what I'm saying with this, right? If you've got an industry standard, the industry is already using Anton Bauer batteries, been using them for 20 years.
Still got a question.
Yeah, you gotta hold it. Class will be over in 5 minutes.
Oh, and I wanted to say to the, I've been getting a lot of tweets lately to the, let me see, FOTS, the hashtag FOTS crowd. Yes, I did trim the mustache.
So what's the question, Matt?
Yeah, Matt, come on.
Before you forget.
Okay. I won't forget it because I've been thinking about this for a while. And to be quite honest, I should research it because I am interested. But I want to see what's the big deal with ProRes.
You get 444 color instead of 420.
Right.
And
okay.
it's ProRes
ProRes.
and Cinema DNG, the digital negative. So you're getting lossless picture with
Right.
444 color.
Yeah, no
Okay.
compression, but you need lots of storage.
And dude, you're paying. Yeah, oh yeah, it's gigabytes per second. Gigabytes per second. It's picking up.
Right. So, is 1 terabyte going to be enough on a drone? Probably not. Can you put an SD card in these things?
This thing, I don't see where it would have to have. Like my camera has an extra hard drive for it, and then it's got just one for the external mics, the wireless mics. So there's 2 units that go behind the battery. So I see they have a small rig set up with the a small screen above it, but I'm not seeing anything wireless mics or what you're talking about.
I would presume the 1 terabyte is enough for 1 battery. You wouldn't think they would put a storage on there that you couldn't fly an entire battery at ProRes
Well,
turned on.
It all depends on how you fly. You know, if you push record when you take off, you're in all sorts of hurt.
Yeah.
No, agreed. There's probably several minutes that are not there, just setting up for the shot kind of thing. So,
but obviously the other drones will have SD cards.
Yeah, so
What's
Lauren's telling me it's not an X7. It's a more powerful camera. So it is, Dre. Yes. It's a new camera system.
so let me ask this question, Jim.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. How much cash you got since the X7 alone is 2,000 something, and each lens is 2,000. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So, does it not make more sense for something like the Sony Airpeak, where you
Yeah.
can use a camera that they're selling in the consumer market that you can essentially mount on the drone? Because
Yeah,
that
right.
means when you come out with a bigger, better camera, you can mount it on that same drone. That's kind of the advantage of that Airpeak design and model and what they're doing, that you can use that frame and just keep upgrading the camera. And
Well, you know,
who makes better cameras? Sony or DJI? The easy answer, Sony.
and DJI's been using Sony sensors all this time.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. So, And here's kind of another question along this lines, Jim. So if you're trying to sell a drone to, say, a Hollywood video, whatever kind of business, whose drone are they going to buy? DJI's or somebody who's in their business who makes movies like Sony?
Hey, I agree with you all the way. Now, DJI did make the gimbal that will fit a DSLR. It's adjustable gimbal, if you remember that. But a lot of guys have been using that on the less mobile M600 with 6 batteries, and it costs a fortune to get a complete outfit going, for a couple of hours shoot or whatever. Because remember, they shoot a movie in 90 days. You got the equipment or you don't.
The downside to the Airpeak is that's a 2-person drone. One guy flying it, one guy running the camera.
That doesn't bother professionals at all.
Right. For the professional guys, it doesn't bother them at all. It gives them more flexibility, right?
Yep. What I don't get is we already had the RS2, that gimbal system. So why are they coming out with it looks like that was gimbaled, right? We all saw that. It looked like the X7 gimbal, which is a completely different DL mounting. Ron, do you know what a DL mounting is?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
Rod, do you know what it is?
Mm-mm.
Lauren, do you know the difference between the DL mounting and the regular Micro Four Thirds mounting? I know there is a difference because they made it out of carbon fiber, and it's only 17 millimeters from sensor to lens.
Well, Jim, you got to look at what market are they going after with this? They're going after Xiaomi and who's other big gimbal makers out there? They're making all these gimbals with the zoom crane and who else is making a lot of. So that's it. DJI is just maneuvering itself that no matter where anybody goes, they're going to have a hand, foot, finger, whatever in the market. And like you say, a lot of drone people are also camera people. So if I have a DJI Osmo Pocket, I have a DJI action camera, I have a DJI. Now I have a but I have a crane type operation. They keep you all in house.
Well, here's where they screwed me. I have the Osmo Pro, okay? Mm-hmm. And I could put the X5 on the original Osmo handle, if you guys remember that. If you don't, here it is. Okay? The original Osmo, I take this off the gimbal, and I put the X5 camera on here, and it's called the Osmo Pro.
Right.
They don't make one for the X5S or the X7. In fact, they came out with stupid handles to go on the Inspire 2 for you to hold the whole drone and use it as a camera. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember seeing videos like that.
Yeah.
People having some kind of handle and carrying a drone around with it and stuff.
Absolutely.
So like I said, but DJI is doing the same thing like they did with the FPV. They're putting their hand in different aspects of the market, so you don't have to go anywhere else if you don't want to.
Yes, that's what they're talking about.
Let us not forget they're also into the automotive with the LiDAR, autonomous driving too. Yeah, the new cinema rig.
They kind of have to get into a lot of that stuff too, because China won't allow American companies to come in and do a lot of that stuff. Like you were talking about the self-driving. They're not going to let Tesla come in there and dominate, or any other company that may have that kind of setup.
Right.
Hell no.
So they have to kind of get into that stuff. I mean,
well, they actually lost market share, so they're down to 54% market share of drones. So they're
54%? That's quite a bit. I thought they were just down to about 70.
Down to 70?
Depends on that was on Drone DJ or Drone XL, that whole market study thing.
No, Drone Analyst. Drone Analyst did the study.
Yeah, but is that including like every type of toy drone manufacturer, or is that including just premium drone products?
It's what they call consumer drones
Because there's a lot of companies on Amazon that sell like random company
Yeah,
names
it
that
was
sell
like
drones.
70% on consumer, but it was a bit lower than that on enterprise.
Yeah, they're not considering that at all. In fact, oh, this is so small. Let me see what I can show you.
Well, I don't know if you guys caught Ken Dono's tweet earlier today. I guess he's been testing the Evolve. He's
So
going
is
to put out a
Billy.
video. I guess he's going to be put out a video Thursday on it. But that's the one I've been waiting on, is the Evolve.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Interchangeable lenses. I think I'll take that over the M3 or the Evo 3.
So they say
Yeah.
DJI is 54%, and then they show you the others. Autel at 7%. Don't forget
Both of them.
Parrot and their Parrot AI went the military route.
Mhm.
Well, you know, if Autel can ramp up production and get their drones worldwide like DJI, then they'll probably lose more market share at that point. So Autel just has to ramp up that production, especially to coming out with all these different new drones.
Are they only selling in the U.S. Or what I heard? Didn't they have a limited market?
It was
Autel?
primarily U.S. and a little bit in Europe, I think. But that's slowly been getting better.
They don't sell it in Australia.
I'd
have to ask Matt if they do.
Yeah, I'd have to ask Matt.
I'm curious if they do.
He's not on camera, so I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he's working today. Oh, there he is.
Is he changing this comfortable shirt?
No.
Hey, collar on this one, brother.
Do you?
Well, I was going to tell you, Matt, that with this new camera, I guess you can say that DJI is trying to keep up with your ability to use the Spark, so they build a better rig.
We got to do better than the Spark battery for the Spark camera, for God's sakes.
No, but I mean, like I said, you do wonderful work with that Spark, man. I mean, most people can't touch it; they think you're
You
flying
did a hell of
something
a job
else.
editing that.
Yeah,
Hey?
he said you did a nice job of editing.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said
well,
a hell of a job, not a nice job.
Yeah, that looked really good, but he obviously did a very good job with the editing and coloring and
I had
getting the pop.
I did have a chat to Jim about it, and obviously the shortcomings of that camera is obvious if you look for it. Where it comes to the sky, I needed, because there was no sun. It was very dark, and the image itself. There was a few shots there which are extremely grainy, and because of the low light, so I had to really tinker with that. But I was really happy with the way the water came out. Oh my God.
The water came out excellent, but when it hit the trees, it was soft. And that's why I put on his video, if you looked, I liked the Kingston on Murray shot that you had got, because it looks like you're using a Mavic Air 2S instead of the Spark.
Yeah, and that was a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, the massive difference between that day and this day was the fact that Kingston was middle of the day, so there was just bright, lots of sun, and that's what that camera loves. But as soon as you start going dark, you really got to start messing with it to try and get this thing to look any good. And
Matt, can you buy Autel in Australia?
no. Oh, well, you can get them. What's his name? Brett Gizmo Drones. He got one, but he got it sent over from someone he knows in the States. So he got that sent over there. Whether they can at the moment, I haven't looked into it for quite some time, because I was interested in getting the Autel.
Get it through
Check
Banggood.
Amazon real quick.
And
Hey,
it's not just drones on DJI. They're into everything. They're into the entertainment market, the autonomous vehicle market. We did that, 2-3 weeks ago? We showed all the markets they were in.
Anyways, Matt, I would think you could order through Banggood to get the Autel stuff, because you can order the shells, and actually you can order the Autel batteries through there a hell of a lot cheaper than you can get them in the States. It's just going to take you like 6-7 weeks before they show up.
oh, here we go.
Can you get it through Banggood?
Yeah.
I can get it. I can get it through Amazon.
I thought we didn't
Yeah.
trust Banggood.
Banggood, no. It'll take you 6 months to get here.
Okay.
That's what
I
I'm
got my-
saying, but you could get it through them. It won't take. I don't know if it'll take 6 months to get the mat.
Look, okay, all right. I've got it here now. It wasn't available before, but it is now.
I think Gary's taking a shot at you, Matt, on screen
Gary?
here. Yeah.
What's he got? What's he got? What's he got?
He's putting you down and saying Kenny Cardoso is the master of the Spark. You have no right to even put that thing in the air. It's basically what Gary's saying.
That's what he's saying.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
what he's saying.
no right to
interpreting.
put it in the air.
That's funny.
That's big talk right there.
Gary,
Jim,
Gary, let me send you some footage, mate. Let's see what you can do with it.
Actually, Jim, I was going to ask you a question. Isn't Bic the champion of the Spark? Because if they didn't have a Spark, they wouldn't have a flame.
Well, go
That's
back
harsh
with Matt,
words, Gary.
what Matt was saying though, what that Spark midday, you throw a polarized ND 16 filter on it, and it can work magic for you.
That
was the morning
last
shot.
video
You
had
didn't have a filter.
no ND, no
Right,
NDs.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I've never owned an ND filter for the Spark.
Yeah, I got a set, and I say midday. You throw at least I think the highest one I have is a 16 in the polarized filter, and that thing does wonders. And stuff midday, you can have a lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
Put that ND filter polarized on there, and the colors just pop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, NDs are they're fantastic on any camera. You know, they'll always make an improvement. But I found that because I never really needed it because I really wasn't ever, you know what I'm like. I'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, mate. So everything I was taking, there was bugger all sun anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
no
Jim,
light.
wasn't that a polarizing filter you had on that one clip that?
That
what
was a
the-
damn UV filter. That's all it was a UV.
Oh, back to the
And-
magenta.
Back to the magenta that Gary loves. That Gary loves. It's so near and dear to Gary's heart. Thanks, Ron. You son of a bitch.
Don't feed his ego, man.
Oh yes, mate. Look, there's no doubt. Kenny does a good job with all of his footage, you know, and he loves the Spark too, you know. I know,
And
mate.
he's got some DSLR footage he mixes in, so let's not.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Crazy here.
No, I didn't take any of that. Look. I think Lon's being sarcastic here. Matt is a champion editor. That's sarcastic, isn't it? Wouldn't it be?
I
From
think
Lon?
you should take it all personally. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Kenny's pretty good. Speaking of Kenny, he has disappeared off the face of the earth. Yeah, I don't know where Kenny's gone. Look at that. I might go get my Evo 2 through Wish. They're a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Hey Ron.
Just wish you actually get an Evo 2.
So
I
Ron,
can't understand how they can get away with these ads that they put on Facebook and stuff like that. They're obviously showing an Autel or a Mavic of some sort,
Mhm.
and they only cost like $100 or whatever it is. And they're going, look at this, and return to home and active track and all that. Sure, those drones have got it, but that's not the drone you're getting. You're getting this little thing like this. I don't know how they get away with that.
It's stupid question time. If you can get this little headband strap to act as a solar energy for the batteries in these wireless headphones, why aren't drones doing it? The whole top surface of the drone. And you're talking about, yeah, I know, but it would do something for the controller or your phone, at least something, right?
He's not afraid to fly midday. Wait, I don't own sunscreen, mate. That's why I don't do it. Lon was on the phone. Lon was on the phone a couple of hours with Kenny about the Evolved. Why wouldn't he be impressed? You know, that's a pretty decent sort of. And I mean, when Jim first brought it up, when he came back from CS last year, you know, we were having a real good look at that drone, and man, it is.
So I was going to ask Ron, on your camera with your lenses, do you get lens flare like we do on the drones?
Lens
Because-
flare?
Yeah, so like when you're looking at the sun, do you get the dot from the off of the sun? See, most of the camera lenses are all shaped and have that coating on those lenses so that you don't wind up with that flare when you're looking directly at the sun. And that may be one of the advantages that the Evolve will have, is that by using a standard camera lens, we will probably not see those flares when sort of looking directly at the sun.
What I find
Depends on the angle.
Yeah, I was going to say,
That's
usually when you're off angles, when you get a lens flare.
it all depends on the aperture and where you place your aperture and the angle of your lens.
Your aperture and your angle. I don't care what coating they put on there. You're not going to completely stop it unless you get in that right position. And your NDs are going to help. Your filters are going to help.
Yeah, I had a lot of problems with sun flare with the Mavic Pro, because that was you can't change the aperture on that. And you probably would have noticed, 12 odd months ago, that every time the camera looked at the bloody sun, there was just sun flares everywhere, which I just couldn't get away with. But I was getting that shot of, whatever. So I just had to put up with that. I couldn't really get rid of it. And even changing the shutter speeds was very difficult to get rid of it, because once I stuff with that shutter speed, and that's the problem with the Mavic Pro, is you've got to constantly be changing ND filters to try and keep that shutter speed where you want it. And that becomes a very time-consuming process when you start doing that, because one shot's okay for the 16. You can use the 16 even at sunrise, mate. When that thing's above the cloud, if you're blowing out shutter speeds and all that sort of shit, you got to change the ND filter. There's no hard rule, and I've heard people say, "I'll never go over an ND4 on a sunrise." Well, it depends on what you're doing, whether you change your ND or not.
What I was doing was I had an ND4 on it, and it would help with the sun, but the ground level was all black. But I started playing with the ND4 on it. I started playing with the EV, and I wish the EV wasn't a 0.7, almost a full stop. A 0.03 would have been great to just dial it in to get both the sun and the ground.
Well, you do that with your aperture with the Pro 2, right? So you change.
I was doing a live stream.
It's a bit hard if you're doing a live stream. Yeah. To concentrate on the camera while you're doing a live stream is totally different to getting a shot when you want to get something. But just changing that aperture when you're up there, and all depending on your ND. But changing your aperture, you'll get definition in your clouds and your ground without any problems whatsoever. That's a lot of my footage is like that, looking directly in the sun, but you can see everything on the ground.
I'll take lens flare over prop shadows anytime. I think all of us agree with you there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had it all depends on what your shutter speed is too, is whether you'll see the shadow of the prop, right? And I learned that very early on, where depending on where the sun is, because your props are throwing a shadow, there's no doubt about it. And if your shutter speed is such that it's going to pick up that shadow, then I've had some footage. Oh, this is a beautiful shot, but the whole thing you can just see flutter through it because it's the shadow of the bloody prop turning. It looked like shit. So you learn that shit pretty quick. I'll take.
Hey Jim, I got a boogie.
All right, bro.
I gotta check on some things, but thanks for having me on, and we will catch you guys soon.
We'll figure out that 8 to 1,000 sooner or later.
I'm kind of curious about that. I'm actually going to do some research on it myself.
I just did a quick search and I couldn't find anything.
I've looked around too. I don't see anything.
1 to 8,000's everywhere, but the 8 dash before it, I don't know.
Huh?
What that is? See you, Ron.
It's okay. All right, Ron. Thank you, bro.
All right, see you guys.
See you, Ron.
All right, Ron.
Take care.
It's just interesting how they sit there and tell you right above it the electronic shutter speed of 1 to 8,000, which we're normal, we're used to.
Mm.
Right.
So that second camera is dividing it by 8. I mean, is that how? Because is that what we're talking about?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. This is the problem. I can't find anything of what that represents. That 8 little dash 1 to 8,000.
Right.
I don't know what that 8 is.
I've looked
And
up. There's a camera site called DOXM, DOX Mark. It's all about cameras. It compares like the X5S to the GH5, and they give you point values and all this shit. So that's one of the sites I go to. Can't find anything about it.
Has
Never.
anybody tried emailing DJI and just asking them?
They won't tell you. Are you crazy?
It wouldn't hurt to try.
And apparently they're dividing it between that one camera, because the upper camera on the Mavic 3 has got a fixed 1 to 8,000, and then the bottom has an electronic 8 to forget about it. I'm not going to go over it again and again.
What was that fixed aperture on that top camera?
It was 1 to 8,000.
An aperture.
F2.8.
2.8.
Let me
Right. Yeah.
bring its picture back up. Did I get rid of it?
Well, I got few new toys today. Got this
Dead cat.
Movo mic with the dead cat plug, so I've got
What
an
kind of
extra
plugs you
one.
got?
And
Is that a USB-C or
They look like USB-C.
oh, let's see, it's not the oval one. It's the
that USB 2?
trapezoid one. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, micro.
Micro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old style.
I also got this transmitter, the
DX6.
Spectrum DX6.
Now, and you also just picked up the smart controller.
Yes, I did. I traded the Autel Evo for it.
What you need to do is start picking up that drone. Keeps hitting everything. Matt told me. I didn't see it. Matt told me.
Is that for the comment on my video? Jim, you get back at me.
Oh man.
And my other new toy
Plant the seed and
is
walk away, Jim.
got Insta 360 Go 2.
Whoa. What is that now?
The
Insta 360 Go 2.
Hang on. Let me get something
Doesn't
straight.
that come out of that case?
Oh, yeah, it does.
And then you clip it. How does that work? You clip it on something?
It's got a magnet. Yep, it's got a what's this little doodad here? You just put this on and it just sticks
Google
right on
doodad.
you.
What's that?
And it also came with another mount. You could move around, set down, and
Thanks,
then
Jim.
you got this mount you could clip onto a hat. Yep.
I have the same
Pretty
camera
cool.
art. I love it for my FPV drone. So it must
That's
be
what
nice
I
and
got
light.
this for. I got this from my Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle. And the mount is in my mailbox right now. I'm going to go get it in just a bit.
Dre, that's so you can see those playground steps a little better.
Oh man.
Hey Jim, I did have there was a question I had for you from your area when there's a rocket launch and it's shooting off northeast, which is pretty typical. Do you guys get much of a side view, or are you basically seeing the tailpipes for the most part from your area?
Only down low. It's just, as soon as it gets up there, you're seeing the dot.
Got it.
Because it shoots up and goes like that.
Yeah. So Brad Austin is he's at his mom's in Palm Bay, and he was talking about staying until Saturday morning because there's a 5:40 something launch. And so I was trying to tell him he would actually be better to come up into my area, because it kind of goes across our face here in the Daytona area. So you get a nice side view of the thing as it goes up.
Doesn't that sound odd? The closer you are to it, the less aspect you're going to catch of it.
Well, in your case, because of the angle, right? You're at a 180, so you're just kind of looking at the rocket or the tailpipe at that point. But that's the other part. Is if you're gonna like fly a drone to try to photo one of those, the closer you are, the less time you're gonna have on target, because your gimbal can only pan up so far. So you're actually better off at a medium-sized distance like mine, 50 to 60 miles away, so that you can sort of get multiple minutes of the rocket launch.
I caught that last night flight. It was dusk. Okay. I caught that. I was actually filming my daughter. My granddaughter. I had the drone following her on her skateboard, and all of a sudden the rocket went off, and you could see it, but with the low light, I didn't have the. It's not perfect, You can see the noise from not having the shutter set right and all that. I mean, I just caught it. It was luck of the draw. I wasn't paying attention to them going off. Now, I thought that was going off in Texas. Who's that famous Star Trek guy?
William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner.
It will be an epic flight into outer space.
Maybe outer space. It's to the edge of space is the
Right.
way it's been termed.
The edge of space. To feel weightlessness.
That's the blue whatever.
I thought it was him
Blue
right there on the live
Origins.
show.
Yeah, Blue Origin. But that one's going up out of Texas tomorrow.
That's
But
right. It was postponed the other day due to high wind.
So there's a SpaceX that's going up Saturday morning out of Canaveral.
Which one is it? Do you know? Off the top of your head?
549. It's a Falcon 9.
Okay. The
And-
Falcon
The Falcon,
Heavies.
excellent.
No.
It
The
is
Falcon
smart.
Heavies get the windows shaking here.
Yeah. There's a heavy that is scheduled. They don't show the date. It just says October. That's supposed to go up. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for that sucker, because
Those are nice.
oh my God, the contrail for that thing is you could see that in Jacksonville with your eyeballs, as big as that contrail is.
There's nothing cooler though than watching those damn boosters come back down and land.
Yep.
That's some amazing shit right there.
I can't find footage, Rod. We used to go. This is when I had the VHS on the shoulder.
Oh, sure.
And we would go to Titusville and sit there.
Yeah, like at Space Park or whatever. Not that I've been there, but.
Well, that gets jammed, man. People used
sure.
to. I don't know if they still do, but they used to come from all over the country to see a rocket launch. And they would line up against US 1. It was very cool.
Yeah, and
People
all the
with
bridges
their
all got packed.
Yeah.
I think it's like anything else, people have gotten used to it. So it's just not as cool anymore, I guess.
Well, you have to remember, since they shut down the space shuttle program, until SpaceX started doing their stuff, there was almost no rocket launches coming out of Canaveral. So
it's billions of dollars, and they cut the space program. Lost a lot of jobs here.
SpaceX definitely lit a fire under NASA's ass.
No.
Much needed. I'm saying that
Let SpaceX do it instead
what
of
I'm
the
saying is
taxpayers.
ever since SpaceX started up, though, it's kind of rejuvenated NASA a little bit, like since they're working so closely together with them.
Well,
because
NASA's
we were
fixed on Mars.
we were paying Russia $63 million to send our astronauts to the International Space Station, shooting them up out of Kazakhstan.
Plus all that Mars stuff. I don't. Are we looking for new places to live? Because I don't want to say the other side of the world is trying to move over here, but
You know,
Wait,
Jim,
Biden's got the gate open.
I have the answers to why they want to get there. And
Right.
that answer is what is just beyond Mars? What's between Mars and Jupiter?
I don't know. What do you call it?
It's the asteroid belt. So they know for a fact that I read one article. There's like one asteroid that's almost 5 miles wide. That's almost pure gold. So all the rare earth minerals that it tried to dig that crap up is all sitting there on asteroids, waiting to just be mined. And we potentially will find other metals and materials that we don't have here on Earth that will help us build bigger and better and badder things.
Ronald Reagan's Star Wars program will knock that down.
Yeah.
But
Like duranium alloy.
Yeah, but the end game for SpaceX and all those other business guys is about mining in the asteroid belt. That's where the money is.
Well, that's why so much progress has been made in the last few years, because private money always moves it faster because, you know, they got different people they have to answer to.
Was I the only one that read that?
They're doing it to make money. They're not doing it just for the fun of human exploration. Goldfinger might invest, yeah.
It used to be a full planet. Is that true? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's remnants of planets.
Remnants of a planet that never formed.
All right, you both talking at the same time. Remnants of what?
Planets from when comets collided with other planets, and it just because of where it's located, it's between Mars and Jupiter. While the solar system was forming, that's why Mars is much smaller, because it's been impacted by asteroids, and Jupiter is holding all these asteroids in a belt.
Which one is no longer a planet? Matt's anus?
Pluto.
Matt's anus.
Oh,
well, I heard they just reclassified it as a planet.
They called it Uranus.
Jim, that's a black hole, not a planet.
Yeah, that's where the asteroids go.
Gaping hole.
Every university has a research department. It's unbelievable the money we spend.
Yeah.
Well,
My sister just finished 35 years in the research grants department of Stony Brook University, which is part of the State University of New York system. And there's so much grant money going around. It's unbelievable between all these guys. And the FAA is throwing grant money at North Dakota, whatever their university is, because it's part of that 5 corridor thing. You know, that New York corridor. And then they've got, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Part of the IPP program. Really?
You said North Dakota, I think is missile silos.
No, they're doing a lot of the beyond visual line of sight testing up there in North Dakota.
So it does have to do with the missile silos.
There's quite a few of them out there by Minot. Yep, there's quite a few of them.
Oh yeah, actually, we almost got stationed there when I was a kid.
Jim, did you know the Vatican has their own observatory, and they actually have priests that are actually physicists that went to school for it?
Now they're their own private entity, right?
Yeah,
they're like a private country.
Yep.
But they have their own observatory with their own scientists actually studying the universe.
Well, they want to know when God moves first, right?
Yep. Time to get out of Dodge.
Yep.
Yeah, Old Rome, New York Air Force Base. Okay, thanks, Mike. I think they're down to 4. It's part of that IPP program, Integrated Partnership. North Dakota building a wall to keep Canadians out. Oh, you crazy bastards. Hey, you know what I like is this little Arduino thing.
We need to build a wall at the border for Florida, right? keep all those Northerners out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the Democrats ruining our
Well,
state. Well, at least they all moved to Miami Beach. You know,
that's true.
that's a New York Jewish wine. I want to go to
No,
Miami
they all move-
Beach.
They all move they all go to Lauderdale.
It's okay as long as you stay in that county. I'm fine with it. You see this little sucker? It's part of a RTK system that you could use with a Raspberry Pi to do your own RTKs instead of spending that $5,000, like like someone did for the Matrice 210 RTK. They've now got this simple little board which does its own GNS, right? Cheapest way is Raspberry Pi, but you also have the Jetson NVIDIA XT2 has been around forever. And they're just making these things easier and easier for guys like FPV to do. You don't find this interesting, but it's highly accurate positioning down to DJI's is centimeter, 2 centimeter, if left alone.
It's like the
Okay.
Tomahawk 3s. It's
We got a
not a
company
matter.
here.
It's not a matter of hitting the building. It's which window or which door do you want to fly the stupid Tomahawk through? That's how bloody accurate those things are.
Yeah. That's laser controlled, isn't it?
No, GPS and
GPS now.
computerized and a few other things on board for when it's GPS deprived. It's also got video system.
The other thing I wanted to tell you guys about was there's a site called Mixing Light. This is just for the guys who bother with Davinci and some Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro. But they have a lot of free tutorials on Mixing Light. And see, when you're talking about order of operations, here they're talking about how color boost is different and treated differently than saturation, things like that. But there's a lot of free tutorials on here that
there you go.
are actually
And
interesting.
and actually that's one of the technologies that, from an improvement of the cameras on drones, that eventually will probably make it there, that's now on cameras, is the stack sensors.
Yes. Remember we were talking about that last week?
Yep.
Yeah.
That stack sensor to give us better colors, right? Better and faster.
More
Gary.
magenta.
He's never gonna let that one go, Jim.
More cowbell.
Till I die. Because I had 2.5 hours of it, Rod. Do you know that story? I went out with the M210 and I had the 45 millimeter lens on it. And for weight, okay, you need to put 2 balance weights on it. And one of them can be the 6 gram ND filter. So I didn't want to put an ND on it. So I put the ultraviolet. 2.5 hours of video came out red tinted, magenta tinted, and it was destroyed.
Fun.
Even the tree he landed in looked magenta.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Oh,
Where's the fickled finger, mate? Give me that one.
And that's
The
on a
fickle
highway.
finger of fate.
There we go.
There we go with the ladder.
And then obviously the other 2 camera technologies that are still kind of in the works. One that is much more likely to come a hell of a lot sooner than the other, which is the global shutter, which means mechanical shutters at that point are completely useless when the electronics can read the entire frame in one fell swoop, which will get rid of jello and all that other kind of crap that you can have. And then the one I think I talked about last week was, which probably a little further off, is the curved sensor.
Why would we want a curved sensor? That makes no sense to me, but go ahead.
Because you don't need as much glass in the glass. So you're actually curving in a lens, you're curving on both ends, right? And the reason you curve on the end down by the sensor is to try to focus it on that flat piece of silicone. So by having a curved sensor, you only need that front lens, and so you can basically take half the glass out of the lens. So they'll be able to create much lighter lenses, which would be great for drones, right?
Hey, Jim, I'm gonna split here. Thanks for having me, and you guys, you all have a great evening.
See you later.
See ya.
Good night.
All
All
right.
right. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
This is a 5G system from Qualcomm, who's usually more involved with putting the processors in your cell phone. 4K AI equips 4K and 8K drone cameras with electronic image stabilization. Oh, man. Stuff is getting crazy. And yet, you can't even get the dongle on all this new DJI equipment. Now, remember, in 2018, they were coming out with that damn dongle.
Well, the fact that they've listed it may suggest it might come out.
Well, remember that antenna? The track antenna that was going to follow your drone?
Oh,
Oh, that's interesting.
Foxtac came out with one, but not DJI. Yeah, let's go to this here. Foxtac tracking antenna.
That's actually an interesting technology
Which one?
to have it move, the antenna move with the drone.
Oh, they've been doing it for years. It's just that DJI auto tracking antenna. DJI never put it out. There it is right there. It sits there and turns and follows the drone's path. I wonder why DJI never put it out.
So your little tower that you have doesn't do that?
No, mine stands, the RTK stands straight up and goes back to the drone on a 900 hertz signal.
have a look at that thing. That's brilliant. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's one of the VTOLs.
You know what? I love these. I love these long distance flights that they do with these drones, like that disco and all that sort of thing.
Talking about Dustin Dunhill.
Look at
Yeah,
that
mate.
follow.
Yeah, lost one of them. But
We're gonna go 35 miles today.
yeah,
He wouldn't go to 4 different islands or something.
incredible.
One of them, I think, was like 20 something miles. He went from one island to the other. It was like 20,
Yeah.
25 miles or something crazy like that.
And that was all working off 4G, I think.
Yeah, the 4G LTE network.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic.
He must have did like Maui to Lanai, because you could see Lanai from Maui. So
Where you
I've
checked
been
out
to
the beach on it.
yeah, I've been to that mountain that he flies off up there when I was on a trip out there.
Grabbing the clouds behind him. Have a look at that.
Jim,
You know-
JDS has a question for you.
All right, I just wanted to say that these guys at Foxtac, they make their own drones, and I was going to get a Gaia 160. Oh, there it is, right there. These things, you put in your own batteries in, okay, and they have one for $4,000. Don't look at that. That's a Pro hybrid. It's got gasoline motor and all that shit. But the center opens up, the top cover comes off. It's waterproof, and you put your own batteries in the thing, and it flies for hours. How come I'm not blue anymore? I don't know.
Oh, Newfound. How are you, mate?
Why aren't you blue? You are now.
You know, Jim, I've wondered, like with drones, because obviously one of the issues is that we have the antennas in the legs. So depending on which way the drone's pointed, signal strength, all that kind of stuff. I've actually wondered why they don't put some sort of a little kind of drop down antenna that would hang sort of dead center that would fold down as the drone takes off, so that no matter which way the drone's facing, you don't have any issues with the antenna and signal.
It's scary on it's a piece of wire in the legs of our drones.
Right. So why couldn't you just do sort of an antenna that would sort of flex down, right, with like a little ball on the end of the thing that was center of the drone? Then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way the drone is and the legs pointing and everything else, right? You got this singular sort of antenna that would have better line of sight.
It wouldn't bother us aesthetically, whatever, right? I mean, to see that. If you had a pop down like you're talking about, you get better range,
down, right?
Yeah.
And just drop the antenna down, and then I think we'd wind up with better signal strength.
Where is that Gaia 160 does? I mean, look at this. $2,500. Now, okay, the only thing you have to put on it is your own camera, right? Now the center cap comes off.
You see what Jim's drone he put in there?
They sell so much DJI crap that you would think that it's compatible with DJI. I want to see where they show you. Because look, they're using all the N3 controller, the A3 controller, which is what I use on the Matrice. Now these arms all twist turn on and off. The arms. What Jim put. DJI had concept Phantom, no legs. Wasn't that round one that looked like everyone was talking it was going to be the Phantom 5?
You said it had a glove controller, which is pretty interesting.
You know what? I want to show you something.
So you'd be sitting there doing this, your fucking drone going up and down.
Tomahawk Kinesis. This company is here in Melbourne by me, and they make all kinds of controller products and software, and it doesn't have to be for the military. They're not going to show me. NVIDIA has an Inception program? I didn't know that. I want to see controllers. Look at that. And they came out with this before. What was that company that guys didn't like? That
Hudson?
Bill, the drone reviewer, had messed. Remember Bill, the drone reviewer, messed it up?
I know you're talking about. It's like the joystick controller.
Yeah.
I guess the pilot stick controller, whatever you call it.
I mean, that looks like almost like a first gen of the motion or what's the controller for the DJI FPV?
Mm-hmm.
What do they call that? Lon would know. He's got
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Never worked. It was shocking.
No, I think they should have just gone to Nintendo and paid to get the freaking Wii controllers, motion controller things. Those suckers worked.
I got to go over to this company and get some video. You're popping your phone right into the controller.
Well, that's how the military designs their controllers for their drones to be more like video game controllers.
Guess who's designing? This is the military.
Right. Yeah, see, like they're using the Xbox controller. They actually had some drones where they were actually using legit Xbox controllers.
Yeah, this one here. The Android tablet, rugged case, and Xbox controller.
Pops right out of your chest. Just like those butterfly drones that they take out and throw in the air.
My waitress uniform.
You just saw that, huh?
Oh, dear. Yeah.
We got that. We did this.
What is a TBS Tango 2 Pro?
I was just about to ask that.
That is a controller, isn't it? No, that wasn't it. TBS Tango 2 Pro.
It's not like the controller and headgear for the last Call of Duty.
There you go. Yeah.
That's kind of like putting the 2.4 in one direction and the 5.8 in the other.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Because you know you can use Xbox and PlayStation controllers on the Tello, Jim.
What?
Yeah, game controllers on the Tello. Yeah.
Yeah, I
you can
used
hook it to
the
Bluetooth.
Steel Series because when I bought a couple of them for my granddaughter who she didn't use, the Tellos, the EDU units, and they didn't have that T1D, which was like $15. I wound up buying a $50 Steel Series, Nimbus Steel Series controller. Anything that works over you putting your damn thumbs on your phone screen to move a drone, that is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's some of the worst controls.
Yeah.
Like even playing regular standard phone games and doing that, it hurts your thumbs. Like it's just not comfortable at all.
You're pushing down and sliding. And
the one that I'm surprised they haven't done yet, Jim, is something that they've done on laptops for gaming. God, what the hell is the name of that company? Emo. Anyways, it's the eye tracking guys. So some laptops have that in there, and your eyes will control where the stuff is in the game, kind of thing. And I've wondered why somebody hasn't tried to do that for drones, for drone control, so it sort of flies where you're looking, kind of thing.
What was that glasses system?
Oh, the HoloLens. They're working on a HoloLens integration.
Oh man, that 300. It was, what was it? $350, Dre. We used to talk about it. Epson.
The Epson BT300s and 35. Yeah, they're still around. A lot of guys have done modifications. I guess the BT35s were the last series that's out there, and it has a HDMI connector puck. So it'll work with basically all the drones that are out there with that BT35 puck. So you can fly it with the just about anything now. But what's his name? Chuck Kovacs, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
he's big in using the BT35. I still have my BT300s and stuff.
Those prices haven't come down any, brother.
No, they're like $600. And that's what gets me is that people always complain about, I guess, B&H have a $799. They complain about $579 there, B&H. About paying for these, but people go out and buy a set of DJI digital goggles.
Right. Or the smart controller.
Yes,
in addition.
Right. And I'm like, this right here gives you, like I say, it's just like having a set of goggles. And I say without the limitations or being in violation of FAA guidelines and so forth.
Yeah, line of sight.
It's AR, not VR, augmented reality.
Yeah.
That
but
is
these things,
so cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I said, with these things connected to a drone, it's just like wearing a pair of goggles. Like I say, having the digital or analog, whatever. It's basically like a digital connection. I have a set, and I like flying with them. Whenever I can, I use them.
Okay, that was you that had them then. Okay.
Yeah, I have a set. Yeah.
How would these be in the sun though? Like being
they're great
outside?
because they come with shade covers.
Okay.
Like you can put on prescription glasses. You can put a pair of shade covers on them. Same thing with these. You can put I always keep mine on all the time, and you can go out there, and that way the sun doesn't really affect your eyes, but you have something that gives you your eyes an impression. I guess the light comes to a certain point in the middle of the glasses, and it's just like watching a 55-inch screen TV. when you're flying.
The FT Aviator, that's the one, Mike Roche. Thank you very much. And you know, I talked to that poor guy at CES 2020, that astronaut. He was like, you know, talk about putting it in the wrong hands. Technology in the wrong hands. I mean, that whole video really, really made them look bad.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I didn't see that video, but I saw the Ken Ham video and I saw somebody else with it. And when I first saw it, I knew right away you're gonna have to have some kind of base to put it on.
Yep.
So you can motion it around. So that means you got two hands.
That
right
was
there.
my biggest bitch the whole time.
It's not like they advertise, oh, you can just do this right here. Well, no, you got to have two hands. So you can be able to make those maneuvers with that. And like I said, that's the only problem with it. Now, they would advertise it for someone who maybe have a disability with two hands where you can mount it to a wheelchair or something else. I said, okay, you define your niche market right there. You're providing someone who's maybe disabled some way to be able to still fly drone if they're in a wheelchair or something else that has them stationary and they can plug this into a adapter that sits on an arm of a chair or a wheelchair and voila, they can fly a drone. But for the rest of us, no, it wasn't gonna,
we would have to be sitting down and either strap it to the arm of the chair or put it on a tripod, you know, two hands.
Yeah. So like I said, that was just the wrong market I think he shot for. I think he would have went for those with disabilities. He might have had a chance at least having a niche market.
Micro Shed's still a piece of crap. I would never mount it to a wheelchair.
Well, it was Bluetooth. That was the problem, I think.
Well, I know when people who flew it, they say it had a problem responding to what the drone was doing. It was just trying to control it. They never say anything was wrong. Anything wrong with the actual connection? It was just a problem with actually trying to balance out what you were trying to do and control it.
I think there was a stutter there, Dre, because it would go from slow to fast. Like there wasn't an in between, and that they had come out with some secondary software, but by that time, I mean that quickly, we, the drone community, had shot that product right out of the air.
Yeah, I mean this is who the drone community
Aviator.
is. Yeah, drone community is. If something doesn't come out and work the way it's supposed to, we kill it so fast, and that's what like our friends with the Hubson gets their problems. They put out a product that doesn't work right away. They come through and do firmware updates and everything else, but by the time that happens, the product has been thrown in the dirt, rolled over a couple of times, and stepped on twice, and nobody wants to deal with it.
Right.
Because, like I said, if you don't put something out there that works, at least I would say 90% as it should, it's going to die so fast. Because we expect, like I said, I would say the bar is so high. DJI set the bar so high with their product, and everybody else has got to come to that standard. No matter if you advertise yourself as a toy drone or mid-level, entry-level drone, you still got to meet the DJI standard.
I saw a video last week of.
So you got to stick your finger in there.
They were definitely probably Phantom 4 or something or other. They all got turned into rubble. It was an article about the Navy and their laser system. And so they were literally lasering these drones
shooting them
out of the sky. They were shooting them out. And at the end, they show a pile of like Phantom drones all in one area that all got shut down. But the one thing I will say, they were kind of cheating because the drones were hovering.
Oh.
So, it would have been a little more. It's like, okay, is the thing going 30 mile an hour? Now can you shoot it out of the sky? If you can do that, okay, that's good.
Here you go, guys. You think I'm going to use that on a – that's a 200. On a Matrice? I don't think so. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Although, Jay, we do have a laser system that can fit on top of a Humvee that they have tested at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. that they have literally shot artillery shells out of the sky with.
They retrofitted an F-35 not too long ago with nothing but laser weapons to test it.
Yep. All that small laser stuff is all coming.
And it's super cheap technology, too. From what I've been reading on it, it's very inexpensive.
Noticing these, they're not showing you like this setup on the right-hand side. That's got to be sitting on a tripod.
Yeah, like I said, every picture you have shown with somebody actively using it, it's always mounted. And that's why I said when he advertised it, he didn't say about having it mounted. He's talking about you can just have it in your hand, palm in your hand. I said, no, that's not going to work.
Right.
But you'd have to have a really heavy-duty tripod for it to not move around on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then look what Mike Grosh said. He said you also have to have finger dexterity. So if you are disabled, if you're like Art, because you have to stick your finger in that top end and be able to move it as well as turning it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think it was a nice concept,
but that's where the eye tracking stuff that I was talking about earlier makes more sense, right?
Those BT
because
glasses,
with eye tracking, disabled people would be able to fly the drones because you're basically flying the drone with your eyes.
Now, see, he's automatically using that second hand.
With your eyes.
Yeah, well, you have to. You got to hold it.
Absolutely.
You got to hold it. And I think there were some controls on that bottom part. There is some other additional controls on there.
Well, Bill, the drone reviewer was hanging it from his neck. He had a Phantom 4 controller on top of this thing. He's holding both of them.
No.
And when the thing flew away, he was like panicking. I'm not playing the audio, but
honestly, if you were going to have a setup like that, you'd have to have almost like a chair built for that. But then you'd have to haul that around with you everywhere.
Well, see, now she's got a Mavic controller hanging from her lanyard there, which they quickly get away from. Let me see if I can show that again. They show the front of her shirt. Yeah, see it? See the other controller down there? So now you've got two controllers. One's dangling from your neck while you're manipulating this with two hands. Well, what if you have to panic and hit return to home? Now you got to drop this and hit return to home on your controller. One time. Hold it in, press it for a couple of 2 seconds, and let go.
Yeah, that's too many cables and shit because you can see where it's connected all. Yeah, that's too much. I mean, if you wanted to build like a cool little flying station at your house, just for at your house, I mean, I guess something like that would be cool, but if it
not
works
spur of the
properly,
moment going to do a job or something like that.
Well, like I said, if you want to build like a really cool little flight station in your backyard just for flying around your house, something like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like you could put, mount a nice little TV in front of it and everything.
Again, I would find this more cumbersome than actually just doing the damn job, flying the damn drone. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Jim's droning bulky as hell.
I hate to be like that, but look at all this. You have to have your original controller with you. Now you're telling me, now I've got to tell you, the Sendence remote controller with the Crystal Sky, anybody who has the 8-inch Crystal Sky knows how heavy that thing is because it topples the Sendence. So I'm holding the Sendence with two hands. Okay. And if I don't know how I would do that, that thing would flop down, smacking your thighs while you're sitting there trying to hold this thing. Got to be a better way.
That's what I'm saying. It's a nice concept, but it needs to be worked on, definitely.
Yeah, Tom's Guide. Is there anything to click on? I want to see him running the 200 series with that. Because he's got to be using the full, see, no, does he have it? Because what I'm talking about, I want to see him using that with the damn Sendence remote controller. Yeah, see, he's not showing it.
I mean, at this point, does any of that matter with something like the motion controller for the FPV drone?
can't zoom in on this picture. I don't know, but they did we, the audience, really kill that thing in its entirety? Like, is it no longer for
Yes.
sale? I guess I'm getting that.
I don't think anyone got them, dude.
What was this, like a crowdfunding thing?
No, it was out there for sale.
Yeah.
It was.
That's the box that came in. The whole down point was once you had to involve both your hands. If this wasn't, because I know they upped the software. I know he worked and redid the software because it wasn't having the response that people wanted. When I turn left, I wanted to go with the amount I'm turning. That's how fast I wanted to yaw, that kind of thing. And it was doing quick, like newbie turning maneuvers, you know?
Like before you set all your settings for your yaw and all that. And it's just
So
everything jolts.
Yeah, so the reason for that, Jim, from a software perspective, would be the scanning rate of scanning the hardware for where the thing is at. So whatever his code was either really slow code or artificially created latency between each read of the device, or the device just couldn't be scanned that frequently. So that's why you got the jerkiness.
Well, not to mention it has to go through the controller and then to the drone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're adding an extra step. Now, if they could design it where that could connect to the drone without the controller,
right,
then it would probably be way better.
It would have to be OcuSync. Oh, hang on, that's on a fan. Oh no, that's what fandom? What fandom was that? Lightbridge
That
or
anyone? You could
because
use
Wi-Fi is no good.
Well, this hooks up via Bluetooth to your controller.
No, it wasn't Bluetooth. If you look at the picture where the girl was holding it, the cable was running from the joystick to the controller. From the controller, it looked like it was running from the controller up to her phone.
Yes, it was.
It looked like it was all
What a
connected
mess.
by wires.
It was.
That's what I said. It looked
What a
like a
mess.
fucking mess of wires.
It definitely was.
They need to do is, like I said, they need to design it and cut the controller, the stock controller, completely out of the equation, to where you could connect directly to the drone with that.
And DJI was never going to let that happen. Now,
No.
even though there's software development kits for DJI's platform, meaning the drone, their software, and then the camera payloads, each one is $5,000 to join the SDK program. And then you have to run it through DJI. Does DJI accept it? You know what I'm saying? And then DJI is going to add their, what everybody's been talking about. They're not secure, blah, blah, blah. Then the FT Aviator will get killed on that front. Oh, it's just repeating DJI's encroachment. Oh, fuck, you know, it's a never-ending battle.
And if DJI doesn't accept it, then you're probably out that $5,000, because I doubt they're going to give you your money back.
And you know, look at all the stuff you have to turn.
It looks like a damn lawnmower.
Yeah.
The turtle and the rabbit.
Height sensitivity.
I'm surprised some 16-year-old hasn't reverse engineered the controls. It's not like they're using encryption, which is what some of the higher end enterprise drones do, right? They use encryption between the remote and the drone. So the fact that that's not encrypted means anybody could sniff it and sort of figure out the controls that are being sent to the drone.
Explain this one to me. The FT Aviator leverages the native DJI transmitter receiver radio, which is considered very secure, with frequency hopping and other security measures. What the hell are they talking about?
No idea, because it's not encrypted. Only the higher end stuff has got encryption that I know of.
They had supposedly came out with that government edition of Go 4. Remember that?
That probably included that probably included encryption. See, that's one of the things that Anafi Enterprise, I think, does. One of their things that they were touting was that they do encryption to protect the data, blah, blah, blah kind of thing.
Here's what I'm talking about. Now, you still have to be holding this by its center lanyard, the descendants. And now, like Jim's droning, he's got the 8-inch crystal sky. I'm telling you, this is a heavy outfit. I have to strap it around my neck. It's not a question. And then I'm plugging it this by Bluetooth. You see, now you got your if you're going to use your Crystal Sky, you've got the Crystal Sky Bluetooth thing back to this. Because what the hell am I going to do with my telephone? I don't use that in the first damn place. I use the 8-inch Crystal Sky.
Actually, Jim, you could have your very nice neighbor come over and put it in his hands. That way he can watch you while you're doing all of this, and he can hold half of it for you. Tag team flying. Then he won't have to worry that you're spying on him.
Which Bluetooth was he using? Was it 2.0? Because it seems a little older, so I doubt it had the updated. Was it 3.0 now?
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
5.0.
Oh, 5. Yeah.
5.0.
That's the ones like the iPhones and the Samsungs have where you can connect multiple devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my iPhone, I'll have like 4 or 5 different things connected to it simultaneously.
Right.
What a
That's
nightmare.
Yeah, that's nothing but a nightmare. A disaster waiting to happen.
Gay Superman. DC Comics is coming out with a bisexual Superman.
What?
Oh, I heard about that.
How do we transition from this to that?
I don't know. I'm being told this right now.
Well, we just mentioned nightmare.
How you did?
So effectively, all they were trying to do was reproduce the signal inputs from the sticks on the controller with the joystick.
But
So they're basically sending the stick controls with the joystick to the remote.
yeah.
And that's got to create some definite latency.
Oh, of course.
No, it's plugged straight into it here, though.
Yeah.
But you're still
Yeah,
using.
but there's still going to be a few milliseconds in there for sure.
The phone is plugged into the controller for the video feed.
That's what's plugged in the phone.
Right. The phone is plugged to your regular controller for the video feed, while you're controlling the drone with that thing.
And let me tell you something, okay? Your Ascendant's remote controller does not stay in that position.
No.
It flops down.
Right.
And then your antennas are where? All right, you know what I'm saying. But this is the world is wonderful. I'm not throwing out an 8-inch 1,000 nit screen so I can put my phone on this damn. Why am I beating this thing up? I gotta get away from that.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You just went down a rabbit hole, dude.
I did. I wanted to see Tom's Tech Time, who used to be a pretty good channel, right? He used to test everything out.
Yeah. I think after this last, I hate to beat up on the folks at Hubson debacle, to where it was found out they were paying people to give good reviews, that some of these folks, as influencer reviewers, their credibility is really starting to be questioned.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Didn't they buy that guy, Ali Shamu or whatever? Isn't he like paid?
I don't know. Like I said, there's just a lot of influencers out there that there's some folks who've never seen a bad drone. And
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I said you just got to look at it and say, okay, now I don't have to pay much attention to you anymore, because even though something is obviously, POS, you won't admit it because you're afraid that the Amazon guy won't drop off another box at your house.
Well, that's what, who was it? QC Drone? Is that his name?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He even said that they sent him emails saying that they were going to pay him and all that if he did.
Right.
That.
Yeah. He did a
He said no.
Yeah, recanted his review from earlier. And I mean, there's a few people out there who've been in, since I've been in this thing for the last, 3-4 years.
And it's 6 years.
And there's some guys out there who's, like I say, never seen a bad drone. Never seen one. Everything is great. It is fantastic. The technology is cutting edge. And I'm even looking at their videos saying, you got to be kidding me.
Hey, Dre, maybe that's why the only people I get contacted by are Snaptane. Seriously.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's almost like anything. It's a advertisement type of game to where if you still want to be on the I guess the gravy train of getting new devices, new gadgets that come out, you got to keep saying nice things, even about products that are not worth their, 2 pee holes in the snow.
Well, it's the same as like when Amazon, when they send you those little gift cards in your package saying, oh, if you give a 5-star review, we'll give you a $10 gift card.
Yeah.
It's the same crap. Yeah, they send them in packages all the time. And when you order from Amazon, you'll get these little cards in your package, and it will say, if you leave a 5-star review and then email us the review, we'll send you a $10 credit for Amazon. And it's just a way for them to get 5-star reviews.
I'm pissed off now.
But you have to give a full review, like a 5-star review.
So you've been giving 5-star reviews, Jim, and didn't get no gift cards?
I got some honest, good equipment.
Yeah, I've had reviews removed from Amazon and gotten emails from them because I was too harsh on the review.
Really?
And they've actually removed my reviews and said it was against their community guidelines.
Wow.
They have community guidelines on Amazon reviews?
Do. Yeah.
What's going on, Mel?
I may have gotten a little
peeking in the door.
I may have used a little bit of foul language, but
Well, piece of shit, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I say, if you like everybody said, there are different ways. I think I was watching a show earlier today during my lunch break. It was a good show. It was guys from World Drone Community, I think it is. Robbie and I can't think of the other guy's name. Outdoor Fly, something like that. And they were talking about, how to increase your presence and going through all the different social media platforms. And, and that's one way you can do it just by, like I say, you putting out good content will get you followers. But like I say, after a while, you start, worrying about the numbers and worrying about what you're going to get, in the mail from somebody, then people are going to start calling you suspect. And that's what's part of the problem.
Well, that's I understand why they do it. I don't agree with it because running a tech channel is expensive.
Oh yeah, that's
reviewing.
That's why I'm
you
not
decided to
trying to review. Yeah, that's why I say I don't review. Anything I do, I just do tips on flying and working. So that's just me going out sharing my experience. Now, like I say, if you want to go out there and want to be the one that had the first toy on the block and all that kind of stuff, that's on you. Because like I said, it is expensive because some of these things to get started, you got to come out of your pocket and buy every last one of them come out.
Exactly. That's why I tell people with YouTube, it's not cheap to get started, especially depending on even if you want to do gaming channel, you have to go out and buy a $2,000-$3,000 gaming PC, $1,000 gaming monitor. I mean, you have to go out and spend that money.
Well, the thing is here, you got to keep spending. You don't just buy it once because everybody says like I'm out here. I had to buy a couple of TVs in the last week, so I'm on YouTube and trying to look at these models that I'm interested in. For me, I got the one over my shoulder. I paid $175 from that from a guy off of eBay. I had to drive down to Canoga Park, which is about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. They picked it up. It's a V-Series Vizio. This sits here as a 4K TV, and it sits here in my new office, my reclaim office after 15 years of my kids using this space off and on.
Good for you.
Yeah. So get back to the story is that every YouTube video I went to go look at about this thing was all about how great it was for gaming 2 years ago. It's a late 2020 model and stuff. So it's like, 2021 model. So that's all I saw. It wasn't about what a great TV it was and how it was for Blu-ray movies and stuff. Oh, no. It was all about the gaming chip that's in this thing and how it has a very low latency rate for playing games, and you set it on the game mode and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, what the heck? I'm interested in just having this in my office space. I'll watch a movie in here. I watch the game in here or whatever else. And that's about it. Cause I don't use gaming, consoles. So, that's what you hear now. If you go look for a TV thing, you're going to hear about how great it plays games on the Xbox or the PS5 or whatever else. That's how they test TVs now.
And it could be a good TV.
You know why though, Dre? It's because there's so little difference in the TV between any of those TVs, right?
Right.
From features, like, how it displays, how good it is, all that kind of stuff. And I think with this next release of the drones, where we get the micro four thirds sensors on the drones, you really have to stop and go, okay, where do we go from here? Of anything that's actually going to provide a big step, sort of change as a next step. So I kind of think this next generation becomes where
you get into editing with Davinci Resolve. And you have to edit on an HDR TV if you want to play with HDR.
Right. But I think after this sort of next set of stuff that goes in, I don't, just sort of looking around at technology and in particular look at cameras and kind of what's left between that micro four thirds and the full frame. I just don't see a whole lot of big jumps, other than maybe stack sensor kind of thing, or if we finally get the global shutter.
Hey, I gotta say hello to my brother, Probe Team 99. That's my brother Matt. He's New York State Corrections Officer, and he was at 9/11 at the time. Hey Matt, what's up, buddy?
Matt, he must be a top bloke.
Not a bad guy.
There you go.
He went with me to Sturgis. It was me, him, and my brother Chris.
Well, how the hell did you get that name, Matt?
Yeah, what are you doing with that name? Jesus. Sorry, Matt. He's destroying your name.
Well, I've got to answer Mel here. Matt, don't talk so much. I don't have to talk so much when I've got stats, mate. I've got stats to show. I don't have to say anything. Now, check out the stats of my channel. Female viewers, 18 to 24-year-olds, 74%.
You stop telling the wife and daughter clicking on your stuff, dude.
I'm wondering how many people who watch my channel have actually put female down by mistake and botched their ages. Because apparently I've only got a tiny amount of men watching. And especially up there 50. Look at that. But look at this. My goodness. And no one contacts me. Come on. If you're going to watch my channel, send me an email.
And Matt and I were looking at our different specs. Okay. What were 100% of mine, Matt?
Yeah, we're all 60 to 65.
All men, not one woman.
Not one woman.
55 to 64, whatever it was. Hey, Third Eye View, I didn't know you were a CO too. Matt was at Rikers Island for 20. Did his 20 at Rikers Island on the probe team.
Yeah,
he's taller than me. At 6 foot, I am the shortest boy out of 4 in my family. So that tells you a little something. I think Matt's got at least two inches on me, and my older brother Steve has like 2 inches on him. It's crazy how I wound up the shortest one in the middle.
How big's 2 inches, Jim?
This big. That's what I tell her.
What's up, Dan?
I'm going to get the tape measure out, I think.
Ed, how you doing?
Is that in centimeters or?
Yeah.
Which one's bigger? Yeah. Right.
It sounds bigger in millimeters, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's 800 millimeters.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now we don't go down another rabbit hole. I said when I turned my back to change the TV, Hot Rod was talking about TVs and stuff, and now we're talking about other matters.
now we're talking about the good stuff.
It was
Yeah,
just
right.
a small matter, Dre. Just a small
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
It's a tiny matter.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
It's constantly cold at Jim's house.
Frigid.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
was a
funny.
CO here in Texas before and made my promotions up to administration. There you go. Good job. Matt was stuck at, I wouldn't want to be at Rikers Island, but okay.
Yeah, I had to be
Matt
a tough haul.
video at the beach. So
Who are you going to please with that? I said, me.
this rabbit hole's getting deeper, damn it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I gotta make my own brother blue. Oh, did I? No, he's not.
Oh,
blue. I gotta.
I was about to kick him out. I don't know.
Knock him off for 300 seconds.
Hey, Matt Bagwell wasn't blue. Why didn't you guys tell me?
All right.
Okay. Now, anybody else?
Well, while
No,
Jim's
that's everybody.
playing around the chat, I did get these done up. Some stickers here.
Hold on a second. Where are you? Right there. Okay. Show it again, bro.
There you go. Yep, there you go.
What who did you go through? You didn't do Teespring, did you?
No. I went to a company called Brad Austin gave me the tip. A company called Make Stickers, and they told me to give them a good photograph, and they sent me the proof, and I approved of it, and I got this within a week and stuff. So pretty good looking.
Oh yeah,
Can't
real nice.
complain. Yeah.
I'll tell you, Teespring's been nothing but a pain in the ass for me. They don't like my design, as far as because even if I turn it to the side, they don't like it for their hats.
Still 2 inches. Even from the side view.
You've got to change the name of your channel. It's too long.
That's what she said.
You should just do an acronym, mate. An acronym, and that'll do you quite nicely for your logo.
Three.
Yeah.
Call it the 3-meter repeater.
Hey,
Anyways,
if you got $200,
I get
mate,
you right,
you're never too old.
I need to go put my youngin in bed.
Oh, okay, Rob. Thanks,
All
Rob.
right.
Yep. Good
Take
talking
care.
to you guys.
See you, mate.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Here we
Trey
go.
giving channel checks. Now that's a prison term. Channel checks. You're never too old. Yeah, that's true. Oh, what do we say? Who is this? Matt, do you want me to show your video?
Which one? Oh, the Sparky one.
Yeah, because I could do the Spark versus the Kingston on Murray, because I don't want people to think that I was. First of all, this is e-drones, but I didn't want people to think that I was being a wise ass when I.
You know what? I thought about that afterwards, because I was just having a crack at you. But what I really did forget was the fact that people might read it.
Yeah.
And yes. Because Jim wrote there, it looks okay on a TV like Kingston better. And I just wrote back, so in other words, this one's shit or this one's no good, because we'd been talking about it and all that. And yeah, obviously.
In our secret code, that's like saying nice location. Piece of crap.
That's right.
Did you see what your brother put in the chat?
Wait, which one?
He said my brother has a yard of dick.
Oh, now Matt will tell you. Matt, you remember No, I don't know. I told Matt Northeast this. No, I won't say it. All right. We'll keep the
tag team. Anyway, let's go.
Yes. Okay.
Yep, let's go.
Who he said to me, "Thanks, Jim, but I had to put her out the window when Mom came home." Don't worry, Matt. I only said this to him privately on Messenger when we were rehashing old times.
Yeah, man. So we didn't mention it on a live show at all. No. We didn't talk about it on a live show at all, mate.
Like now, yeah. No.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Can you hear this?
Well, can you play that music without going ape shit again?
Oh, I'll get community claims. What do they call them? I keep getting strikes.
They started calling them gyms.
Slim Jims.
Matt, shut up. Okay, now Matt Northeast. This tells you I wasn't lying. Look what he said. Her name was Danette. Now you know the story wasn't a lie. Thank you, Matt. That's all we're gonna say. Except for the fact that I was on my way to work. Oh, the shit you do when you're in your 30s.
What sort of drones are you flying? Something with a pretty good sensor, I think.
It's the M2S. Oh, Mavic Air 2. Air 2.
Oh, okay, so it hasn't got the size. It's hard to tell, though, the quality. With
now, you see, now look at this, because the guys on editing will beat you up from going from a light scene to a dark scene. You're not shot matching, is what you'll get.
Well, you can't shot match and things like that.
You can't. The rest of us can.
Not a concrete building, Matt?
Ooh.
Sorry, mate.
I said, was that a concrete building you were flying in the dark?
That's not me, mate.
Oh, who are we looking at?
No, it didn't.
E-drone.
Definitely not Matt.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a bunch of trees and woods. I'm just.
See, Maddie says true story. That is one hell of a good story, too.
Yeah, there you go. It's obviously one he hasn't forgotten in a hurry either.
No, he won't forget. Not he was sleeping. He was sleeping. I woke him up and I said, "Hey, Matt, take care of this." Woof.
Well, it's probably a good thing that time of morning when a young fella wakes up, he's usually ready for that sort of shit, isn't he?
Best time of the day.
It's the one.
Oh, his wife might be listening, so we need to shut up. I need to shut up.
I had a girlfriend once who didn't like it in the morning. She used to jump out of bed and go have a shower. And I thought, that's shit.
Did she go over to the neighbor's house?
Yeah, no, that's where she came from.
I have to type out your whole name. I hate you.
His missus ain't there.
Oh,
Shot match it. Color graded all magenta.
Is that Gary?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Who else? Now, Matt, your music is cool to play, right?
No, you haven't got an epidemic.
Oh. Hey, brother Matt, if you want
wait
to
a minute.
jump on, what?
No, I was going to. Matt said, now, if someone plays someone else's video and they don't have epidemic, they can still get a strike.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like putting, just because he knows me doesn't mean it's going to be okay. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm just like, because you have epidemic. Like I have an epidemic, and I sent it to him. He still can't play because he doesn't have epidemic. No, but if it was your live show, you could play my video with the music.
Right, because your YouTube account's connected to your epidemic, so they know who has one, who doesn't.
Okay, but I'm saying that he's replaying it as his work.
Yeah. It's like him putting his own video up with epidemic sound on, and he hasn't got an account.
Huh. Interesting. Look, I thought, a lot of people ask about, what are you using? I said, well, epidemic or whatever. And then they said, okay, no problem. It's royalty free. and they play it, and I haven't heard anybody getting a strike.
Oh, they'll get a claim. They won't get a strike on it.
Well, claim or whatever. 'Cause I'm just saying that, like Ken Heron, big show. Now I know people send music to him to have YouTube, Epidemic, Artists, whatever it is, and a couple other. And I'm sure he's not. I hope he's not having all these things under his own account, so he can play different people's videos.
Well, he may do. As long as he's got an account, he can play anything from anywhere.
Well, that's why I'm wondering that you would have to have an account with all these different royalty-free services to play anybody else's drone footage.
Right, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Only the music, yeah.
That's what
Unless
I'm saying.
you use the YouTube music, right?
You can look.
Well,
YouTube music is okay unless it gets pulled
YouTube.
off of YouTube, and then it becomes a copyright issue, doesn't it, Jim?
Yes, I've got that problem,
Right.
Dre.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering, because that means somebody hosting a live show would have to have an account to almost every royalty-free service out there to be able to play anybody else's video to make sure they're covered.
Well, if they care about the claims, like me, I
Well,
don't give a shit about the claims. I ignore them.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, because some people are a little concerned because they ask folks, "Hey, where did you get this music from?" And you tell them, "Okay, I got it from here." It's royalty-free.
Justin.
Okay. Yeah.
I got it from Justin, who stole it from the movie that's on screen now.
Justin's got his own music library, which he uses quite extensively.
Yeah.
From other people's stuff.
This belongs to MGM, Paramount, Paramount, and a few other folks. Huh?
Matt, I'm up 11.7 since I told
Metro
you last
Goldwyn
time.
Mayer.
Shut up. Look at this video here. I've got 157 views, most of them female, apparently.
You gotta tell your mother stop clicking on your stuff so much, dude.
I know. I know. Better go girls in my family.
Mom's a great sponsor.
This is the one I saw today. This is great, man. I like the sun coming out, like something out of the movie Tor.
You
probably-
suckers.
You ever see that movie?
Oh, suckers. The sun's blown out. The water is good. Then the trees
Well, hang on.
are...
Hang on. I want to see where you say the sun's blown out. Show me.
Not this one. This was a nice shot. I like this one.
That's a
Yeah, I
great
really
shot.
like that.
And for those in the chat, this is what a
Look at right here on the right-hand
Mavic Spark. This is what a
No,
spark.
it's not a Maverick Spark. It's just a
It's a spark. I'm sorry. It's just a spark.
But
I'll show you
look
where
at the difference it did. It did a good job with the water and that the grass
we're
right
blown
next
out
to it.
here.
Yeah.
We're blown
What's
out
blown
here,
out?
right?
What is?
But see this. We'll go back.
Yeah, I'm going
there,
back.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the-
So
the
Let me go back
distance?
to here. The water is still great,
Mhm.
right? Look at the great clarity there is what I'm speaking of. And the trees are all soft. But this was what time in the morning?
Oh, this was like 5 a.m. There's no light. But if you go back a bit, Jim, just go back a bit.
Okay, bro. Here? Or
Not
further?
there. No. Yeah, it looks a bit soft there because there's no sun hitting that whatsoever, and I had to really pull
Yeah,
that
look
out.
at that. But I mean, that's to be expected. Like you said, it's 0 dark 30.
Yeah, and it's
And
now
the water
this
was
shot
so
here.
crisp.
Just pause it here, mate. There we got the blown out sky, right? So
Oh,
I had
way
to-
back in the distance.
yeah. So
That wasn't
had
even
to
what
get-
I was talking about.
yeah, well, I want to
I'm
know
just
what you
saying,
were talking
To
about.
me, that's expected. I mean, it's so far in the distance. I'm looking at the main part of this picture here is the houses and the trees in the foreground. You expect a little softness early in the morning in the distance.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I had to get exposure on the ground here, and to do that, I had to open it up, and which blew that sky out, which I can't do anything about. So
let me
what
ask you-
sky were you talking about, Jim?
Okay, let me ask you this, Matt, before you doing Jim stuff. What does this look like out of the drone directly before you dabbled with it?
I can pull a file up if you like.
Dre, you know what this would look like to me? That's what the humidity does to me. And
Right.
to you, for your, I don't know if you get it.
We get
but
the
I've seen,
early
like that smog from Al's
right. Well, after we get
videos.
we call it a coastal eddy in the morning. We're right there on the coast, and it blows in the little clouds a little bit. We call it a coastal eddy, and
I remember talking about Mel on one of my live shows. We were trying to figure out how to get rid of that humidity
Mm-hmm.
when shooting, what to try and what to play with, and there's no doing it. And then
That's
I
it.
realized when Al put up some of his videos, the
Mhm.
smog you guys have to put up with is unfucking real.
Oh yeah, the haze. Yeah, when you shoot some shots over Apple, the haze is just tremendous, and that's why I say the ND filters come in, because the ND filters take out some of the haze. And basically, if you got a polarized lens, then it grabs the colors and pulls them up.
Gary and I know where you can get a UV filter.
Hey, Jim, did you see they added live streaming to the Fly app now? But it's
Yeah.
only on Android for some reason.
Yeah, everybody's been doing it for the last day or two. I think it was Uncle Bill and Maddie,
Yeah,
and then a couple other guys did one in their house.
but they
So
didn't release it on the Apple one. I don't understand. There's some reason they had trouble with it or something.
Any day, Matt. Any day.
I found it, but I've got to try and pull a bloody.
Because I'm always interested in what comes out of the drone directly.
See, I'm talking. See, as you can see my cursor perfectly now.
Yeah, that big old large thing that floats around here.
Yes, that's blown out.
Mm.
That golden shit you would call the sun is blown out on the 4K TV. Is what he asked me to watch it on.
Well, you know what? I noticed that when you watch things in a 4K monitor, or especially a TV at 120 hertz, it'll make a lot of your work look bad, because the screen itself is so much better at handling frames per second.
Yeah.
Now you take that same footage, watch it on your phone at 720p or something like that, and it looks beautiful, but nice and buttery smooth. But you look at a 4K monitor, you say, "What the heck was I editing?"
Okay,
You
Blind
know-
Neil, thank you.
I can't get what the difference is to the sensor between now. When I play it again, it's playing the water with great clarity, and then we look at the trees in this same shot down here at the bottom left,
Mhm.
and they're all soft and no definition to them yet.
Well, that's historically famous for the spark lens. Anything in the center of it is razor sharp. The edges get a little soft. Same thing with the Mavic Pro. Everything in the center gets sharp. The edges get a little soft.
That's nice
Not-
rays, natural rays coming through.
Yeah.
There, bro.
So this the raw footage.
No.
I don't know.
I've got it here. I'm trying to drag it onto my other screen. It's not behaving itself.
Apparently, that's my problem. Is that I'm using a TV over here, and Matt says when I use the TV, I can't show the cursor. I got to have two monitors.
Yeah.
Matt,
if you want to see show one of mine, Jim, you can go to my channel and pull up Glen Helen Park with the Spark, and that's what they ND16 filter, polarized filter on it, and you can see how that footage came out. And I didn't do any color grading with that one at all.
will do, Matt, and I'll fill you in on the story that it was just
Okay.
a couple of days ago. I was telling Matt because he had a neighbor that was doing something over a fence that got us into this whole conversation. And I said, you know what? I was driving to work one day and my brother Matt got involved. So I'm glad you came on, bro. Thanks. Got involved in that drive to work. Who doesn't have I was driving to work one day and a blonde jumped in story.
Wow.
What, man?
I'm still waiting for that one.
Yeah, those were good days.
Yeah, I'm still trying to avoid the crackheads.
Dre stops at a light, the homeless will jump in.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. You gotta be careful. Keep your head on the swivel
Dude.
when you're driving.
Is it like New York? Do they spit on your windshield and wipe it off and want a buck from you or something?
In parts of LA, I heard has gotten that bad.
Can't do that with
Not as much as
Corona
one.
around these days.
No. Out where I live out here, they have not gotten that bulge yet and stuff. But I had one of my one of the graffiti painters the other day got a gun pulled on him, over there in that part of our city. And the brand new guy, he'd been at work 2 weeks, and I don't know why they sent him out there by himself, but he's in a rough neighborhood, didn't realize where he's at. A couple of Hispanic males introduced him to the neighborhood with a 45.
Wow.
Falls there, mate.
Matt, it was his birthday too.
Yeah, I see that. Eh?
He
Best ever,
couldn't.
brother.
He couldn't get rid of her. She. I'll tell you this. You know what? Me, you, and him will get on one and a messenger call, and you won't believe it. You won't believe it. He couldn't. She loved him after that.
Okay, so this is the raw footage.
This
Matt,
is straight
control
off.
this while I fill up my coffee.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Check out
is
this shirt.
straight off the camera.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Needs some tweaking.
Yeah, but I'm saying I always like to see what comes straight out the camera, because I mean that I can tell how much tweaking you had to do to get what you brought to us, and I'm like, this is not real bad at all.
No,
the water still looks good.
It's not. It still looks all right. But when you consider, I don't know, when you consider that shot there to what it actually looked like after I tweaked it, you know, it made it just makes it look a little bit better, you know.
Yeah.
Here we go. That one there. Where are we? Shot there. Coming in there. Where are we? Coming in here. Here we go. I think I'll spin it around here. So this is the shot that you were interested in. I'll just spin it around. Spin it around. Spin it around.
How far did you have to go to there?
For me to drive.
Yeah.
Okay, stop it right there.
5 hours.
Yeah. Now I'm seeing that before you tweaked it, the trees were a lot more sharp. The trees were very sharp looking. Houses were regular where they are. It's just like I say, that shot you didn't touch it very much, because it still looks almost the same way after you tweaked it. The trees are just a little sharper. That's all.
What I didn't do in this was isolate the sky. I could have done that and pulled that brightness down a bit. I wouldn't have got any detail out of it because it's blown out, right? So there's no information there.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did darken the image up.
And that's what made the trees look soft.
Yeah, just give it a little bit more warmth and what have you.
Right.
But anyway, that's straight off the camera now. That's the spark, brother. Can't go wrong.
That's what I tell you. And that's with no filter and nothing on it. And I'm trying to tell you, maybe if you'd have been there maybe an hour or two later and probably had looked like it might have been like a kind of hazy day there, had maybe a polarized ND8 filter. Oh man, them colors would have popped off real nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, go to my page and pull up that Glen Helen Park spark footage.
All right.
And stuff, and see if you can share that. It might be then. You might go to all video list, and it's probably down at the bottom.
Actually, I'll just share that real quick. It's not a file. I just want to show you. No, not that.
Which one, Dre?
It'd be Glen Helen Park Spark in the title.
You think it's down at the bottom?
Yes, I shot that about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Good on you,
Gary. Wait a minute. Dre's got a purple drone, Lower Canyon, Phantom 3 Professional. Purple, Gary.
Purple. Hey, just share that screen, Jim.
Oh, no. Wait, hell no. Wait a minute.
Your TV's off.
Tell me that ain't purple. Down at the bottom, in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. That's when I was screwing around. I was screwing around with the color grading.
Very unprofessional.
No. What Dre did is he let a little 3-year-old go past and take control.
No.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see the color grading real change in that one. It goes from like purple to a nice blue.
That's that's straight off the camera. That one there.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, that
No,
looks
that
good.
is. Yeah,
That looks
that's straight
nice.
off the camera.
Yeah.
Later, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later,
You,
Mel.
you find that, Jim?
I thought
Not
Matt was
that
playing.
No, that's Lord Canyon. I'm looking forward to Spark. Should be Glen Helen Park Spark.
Yeah, it's right here. It looks beautiful. Look at this. That's beautiful.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Wait till it turns.
No,
When it
but
turns-
look at the
Wait till it
back of
turns.
your mountains. You guys always have that look.
Yeah, the
I
haze
didn't realize-
back there. Yeah, the
Yeah.
haze. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not Purple Haze. It's not a freaking Prince
It's not
song.
Jimi Hendrix.
How would you know, Matt? What was you dropping acid?
Yeah, man. Purple Haze. Purple Haze.
There you go, Jim. You just passed it. You passed it. Go up. Go up.
Take them back to your
Right-
old
right here.
Grateful
There it is.
Dead days.
Glen Helen Park, San Bernardino, California.
Missed that. What was that like?
What'd you
I
say?
said,
Yeah,
I
that's
said you're
it right
thinking
there.
about your old Grateful Dead days.
Grateful.
Oh my God!
Go ahead
You
and
watch
move
the
forward.
Grateful Dead. You're out of here.
Move
Where
forward.
should I go?
Go for it about a minute or two. Get past this part.
Bugger the light, Gary.
That's good.
Bugger the
Right
light.
there. There you go.
What's this with?
That's with
Oh,
the Spark. The Spark with an ND16 polarized filter on it.
Look how well. I don't know why. Look at the water. It does a great job. And then look at the trees on the right.
Yeah.
It
No-
loves the
no.
water.
I did no color grade or nothing. This is straight out of the drone with that filter on it.
Which filter was it?
It's a ND16 polarized filter on it.
Now, I don't use polarized. I use straight ND16.
Yeah. Well, out here where I'm at, polarized you need because we don't have a lot of colors. So you need to pull up whatever colors you do get, you want to pull them up. Because everything's naturally brown out here.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, I live on the verge of the desert, dude. I'm 15 minutes from the high desert and I'm 35 minutes out of Palm Springs.
Oh, wow. That is the
Yeah.
desert.
Yeah.
Not to
So I
mention
just-
they don't get much cloud cover neither. California's sunny
Yeah.
all the time.
No, but they
Right.
have that. I mean, I told you when I was stuck up in Fresno on I-5 in the snow, looking down at LA, which was 80 degrees, and the smog was unbelievable. What an eye
Right.
opener.
Go ahead a little further up, Jim, and you'll get me down by the trees and you'll see how sharp that thing pulls up the trees real close.
I was saying Matt had to go later to shoot to get more light. Oh, okay. Right here, Trey?
Yeah, I think that's one of them right there. Okay.
It's not handling the definition too well either, the dark to light.
Yeah, right to this part, it's a nice part right here. It should be.
I should say the
Shadows.
shadows.
Yeah, the shadows.
And you know what? If in post you could use the soft lows or something like that and just bring them
Mhm.
up a bit, and that especially in the right hand side, if you just go back a little bit.
Yeah,
Go-
but it's
go-
got such a
No,
problem.
right here,
there.
right here, Jim. No, let it go where it's at. Let it go where it's
Oh,
at.
But I just want to say you have such a problem here because the hill. Look at the contrast of the hillside, Matt.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
that's
totally
right.
different.
Yeah. Oh, it is, mate. And to pull those ducks and get them exposed, you're going to blow that background out something severe.
Yeah, because this is about 9 o'clock in the morning, doing around what we call winter time out here. About 9 o'clock in the morning. That's why the park is completely empty, pretty much. A few guys screwing around. Right here is
Hey,
what I want to
Steve.
point out.
You want me to stop it?
No, go, let it go right
Okay.
here. And this where this thing, I think the spark just really shines because the sun's behind me now. I'm going into these little bit of trees right here, and it just picks up so much detail.
Yeah.
But damn, it really highlights those shadows.
Yeah,
It's the contrast of that image that it looked the spark does capture quite a lot, considering the 24
Now that's a nice
meter.
shot.
yeah. It's going to continue to back out. Let that roll. Let that roll. This is a nice spot of the lake, and
I
pull
even
it
like
right
the
out.
hills in the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
to me, that white balance is slightly out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Look at the difference in the greens. Holy cow,
Yeah.
huh? But look at that water. God darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true with the PL too, with the
Mhm.
polarized lens. You know, that's
Uh-huh.
fantastic for reflective surfaces. You know.
Yeah, and that's why I said this polarized lens. It really pulls a lot of stuff out, makes a front of a little bit of water very nice and stuff.
But see, I don't know how you guys deal with these backgrounds. Like sometimes with Al's footage, okay, no, it's not the sky blowing out. That's the smog, you idiot.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, oh man, that would frustrate me.
yeah.
Well, I can tell you the difference between the 2 Pro and this, and that sky wouldn't look like that with the 2 Pro, especially that horizon.
I tell you, Matt, don't be surprised, dude. I mean, like what Jim is telling you, that is the way that the atmospheric conditions are out where I live out here in the valley. Is that we get that heavy haze every day.
Wow.
Wintertime, summertime is a thick haze that doesn't burn off to sometimes the late afternoon.
Yeah, right.
And I remember all the bitching I did about the humidity that was in my shots at the time. I was like, oh, that's so frustrating. And then I see some of Al's footage when he did Apple Park.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Holy Christ, that's smog.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
one
that's-
where he had sent us that footage there over the harbour.
Yep.
And we were trying to fix the shit up in DaVinci, and it was a
it's just-
nightmare to play with.
It was
Yeah,
hard.
it's just something you can't deal with. And so,
Mm. Well, put it this way, right? If the camera captures it, it's hard to change what it captures.
right,
Do you know what I mean?
right. Mhm.
And if it's a shit image, it's a shit image.
Right,
You know,
Yeah.
there's not much you can do to change that. You know.
right.
You can't make the image any better. I mean, you could try and add some detail as far as, and I'm not talking about mid-tier details, man. I'm talking about the 47 to 41 in the noise reduction, but you're not using it as noise reduction. You're using it to sharpen. You know
Yes,
where sharpen and blur is and all that?
Yep.
Down at the bottom. Yeah.
And even if you use some mid-tone there, that pumps it up a little bit too, mid-tone detail. I find with the Spark that if you can set your camera up the best it can be, then the editing work, not that you said you edited this, but the editing work is a lot easier. You've got to set your camera up absolutely spot on to get the best image you can out of it without things being blown and too darks and all that sort of shit.
Right.
But
Like-
that's a fine image there. That's
I
fine.
like
Look
the
at that. You've even
background
got
in this.
sky. See
But
the
like I
blue
say,
sky?
the sun is behind me now, and this is me going away. That's why I said the difference in the how you said the background. Now you see a little more definition in the sky because the haze, even in the far corner to the right top, you
Yeah.
still see the haze down there going up to Cahoon Pass.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
that's all right.
15
But you've
freeway,
got
too.
sky color. See the sky
Yeah,
colors back there,
right.
because
Yeah.
it's got no glow there.
Right.
That's
That's
awesome.
not. Is that by El Cajon?
No, this is the 15 freeway going to the Cahoon Pass up to the high desert.
All right. Okay. Now,
Mm.
I remember, Dre, I know you're not showing those mountains, but I had a Datsun B210 that was a 4-speed on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to go up the mountains of San Diego from Yuma, Arizona, over to San Diego would just
that's-
about kill that car.
That's the 5 freeway, right, Dre?
No, that's the 15. That's the famous.
No. I'm saying the one Jim was talking about.
Oh,
Dre.
Jim?
I-5.
The 5, right?
Jim's probably talking about the 80. Is it 808?
No, the I-5.
I-5. Oh,
Yeah.
I-5 coming up by Camp Pendleton out of Fallbrook.
Yeah.
That big giant hill going into Fallbrook towards
Freaking
Camp Pendleton.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Spark, I'll tell you, you either get great footage out of it. I'm still amazed. Look at the friggin' water. I mean, you could see down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but this camera on the Spark, what do you think? How far up do you have to go in DJI drones before it's better than the Spark? Because you know how they keep using the sensors.
Yeah. Well, I would say until I got the Mavic 2 Phantom 4 Pro that I saw a big jump from the Spark. I say, no, I take that back. I take that back. That original Mavic Air will put out a great picture. Awesome picture, dude. Awesome picture. And that was the second drone. Then when I got the Mavic Pro, it was actually, I thought the Mavic Pro wasn't even as good as the original Mavic Air.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I was going to get the Mavic Air over the Pro. That shoots at I think 120 megabit. Mavic Pro shoots at 60 and a maximum of 96 frames at 1080p. The Mavic Air's the Mavic Air, the first Mavic Air was fantastic, great camera, but one of my mates had it, and where I fly and where I do a lot of shit, his connection was absolutely appalling.
Right.
So I had to go for the Mavic Pro, but the camera is a lot better on the Mavic Air.
And I think the real difference was, Matt, is that the original Mavic Air transferred at 100 megabits compared to what the 40 megabits that the Pro does. 60.
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference also.
Was that 100 or 120? I thought it was 120. Oh, it might have been 120 frames at. No,
I'm just talking about the transfer speed.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm getting
per second.
Yeah, I know,
second.
but I'm getting two figures in my head, 100 and 120. And I'm thinking I'm getting it mixed up because I thought it shot at 120, but I think that might have been the 1080p slow motion 120,
right?
Where it was shooting at 100 megabit. Yeah, because there was a 120 there somewhere, and I've got a feeling it might have. Just thinking about it, it might have been the slow motion 120 1080.
Yeah, but that original Mavic Air I had for a little while before I traded for a Phantom 4. Like I said, if it wasn't for the battery holding that thing back, I never got rid of it.
Whose video was that you were playing, Jim's?
That was.
Go ahead.
No, I thought I was going to comment whose video. I can't remember. Was it
Robert Glazier?
Robert Glazier, yeah. Robert Glazier.
Now we're playing Jim. He did. Yeah. Wow, he did good with this nightlight.
With the Mini 2?
Which one did he use? Yes, the Mini 2.
Mini 2, yeah.
Son of a bitch. And Jim, are you still here? Or did he leave? Damn it, he was saying good night. Yeah, I didn't get him in time. I tell you, my low light footage sucks. I'm bad at that. I just am. I don't get enough to practice at because I don't have enough to look at. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because same thing out here I'm at. I don't have a city nightscape to go take any footage of.
Exactly.
Right, unless, like I said, unless you're in like a big city like Orlando, Tampa, LA, you don't really get that great of footage when you're flying at night. That's why I don't really do any night flights, because where I'm at, it's just not bright enough.
Yeah.
I might do some more just to play with the Zenmuse 30 because I want to practice with its low light capabilities. It really impressed me, but I don't use it that much.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you don't use that in cinematic footage, Dre. That's inspection footage only.
Right. Right.
Now look, you can see, well, I'm seeing it on both screens. Look at the level of black in the sky. You see the difference there? That's banding.
Well, I mean, even where he's filming at is not very bright. If it wasn't for those fireworks, it would be really dark.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's not very many city lights there.
No.
I wonder what his shutter was at or aperture was at, because this is damn good.
Well, it's a Mini 2. It's a set aperture. Was it 2.8?
Yeah, you can't adjust it on the
You can't adjust it, so it's just whatever it's set on. I think it's 2.8, f 2.8 on that. And there's probably at an ISO of probably 800 to maybe 1,000.
I don't know about that. The images when you touch the ISO on those small cameras, man, it turns to shit.
You think it might have been? We might have been 400.
Mate, well, yeah, maybe.
More like 200.
The main thing there is to try and get your shutter speed to get your exposure, and that's the only thing you can do with them, and keep that ISO as low as you can. Otherwise, it just goes.
Right. Yeah. You want to go slow ISO. That's what I said. With a fix that without being have adjustable aperture, it's hard. You just got to kind of see how it comes out.
It is, but you know what teaches you that? The spark. That'll teach you how to do it.
Yeah. Because I'm just saying, because the contrast of the complete darkness, and then you got these flashes of light.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's where it's going to be the kind of how do you really adjust it?
Look at that. And it's still coming off the shadowing off the smoke.
Mini 2 is a good little camera, mate.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to be playing with the Mini 2 over the next few weeks when I can get my ass out of here. Ari lent me his Mini 2, so I'm going to see what we can do with that.
Now, what's the sensor on the Mini 2? I don't know. You guys know? What are we talking about here?
It's
that's the half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it that big?
No, I think it's the what is it? The 1.13,
1.13.
I think so. Yeah.
Is it?
Let me pull it out and look.
I honestly don't know, so I can't comment at all. What did I want to show?
This shit's charging. Fucking.
Oh, I hate that when you don't know if it's charging or not.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And when it's charging, the battery usually goes. Oh no, that's come up one. Okay.
Dre, this reminded me of the setup I have in my car with the TV in the back. When you were showing this, I want to try and get to the shot with the guys in the car. Where was that? No. Where do you show their car?
Very beginning, that little shot in the trunk.
I know you had one. It was yours, wasn't it? That they were showing the TV in the back.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Wasn't you?
No.
And here you said, "Oh shit, my camera's vertical."
No. I had the Feeney Palm right here in the 4x slow-mo.
The Feeney?
Yeah. The Feeney Palm, 4x slow-mo. I did the rest of this in.
Holy cow.
4K.
I hope all your parking tickets were in order. Jesus.
And one guy is a captain, the other guy in a uniform lieutenant. And then this guy right here is a motor officer, Nelson. He's a motor officer. He's part 107.
Who's the guy with the belly?
That's the captain.
Job.
That's a captain. He's in charge of operations.
He's got a desk job.
Yeah,
I still suck at the visual type stuff.
You still got the motor unit spikes out there.
Kawasaki's?
Yeah.
What are they?
I think they're Kawasaki's. The KZ 1000s.
Yeah, they were using the Pro, huh? The Phantom 4 Pro.
Yeah, they got a Phantom 4 Pro. They got a couple of Mavic 2 Pros. I've not seen their whole inventory. I've heard stories that I know they did a video a couple of years ago when they first got the Inspire 1, and they were trying to see they were trying to show how it's going to work with traffic stops, and I just busted up laughing. I said, this thing is not made for traffic stops.
No, it's not. I love the Inspire 1, but it's not.
Just pulls up to the front of your car with an M4 attached to it.
Yeah.
Get out the car.
See that one with the flamethrower? Get the one with the flamethrower on it, the one that gets rid of hornets' nests.
Oh yeah.
What did you guys? What were you guys doing inside here?
This Jim, I have to give you the backstory on this because it's so stupid what we were doing.
Okay.
The city contracts out the tow services for all the city work. Basically, anytime somebody stops you, law enforcement, you have you're unlicensed driver, revoked licensed driver, expired registration, drive with no insurance, your car is subject to impound for not less than 30 days.
Oh man.
Okay. So with that happened, the city, which I've been trying to get after them for over 20 years to get your own tow yard, you're giving money away to these private tow companies for this purpose.
Right.
So what happened is it all becomes political. So what happens is every year, these guys have to submit bids, or they do like a little round robin who gets picked to get this work, because it's gravy money. Because at the end of that 30-day period, if you don't come pick your car up, guess what? They auction it off.
They auction it off.
Yeah, lien sale, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, they
lien
do
sale.
a lien sale.
Yeah, do a lien sale. So it's a win-win for these tow companies. Okay.
Damn right. Damn right.
So what happens is one tow company who could never seem to get on the list sued the city. Okay, and they were saying that a lot of these operators were not in compliance with the Stormwater Act, and that's how I got involved, as being a stormwater inspector, and they were out of compliance, all this kind of stuff. So what happens now is we have to go out and inspect all these tow companies who have contracts with the city. There's like 8 of them. So we had to go to 8 different tow companies. I had to point out all the violations they had, clogged drains, no drainage system, vehicles not parked on the hardened surfaces, all this kind of crap and stuff.
Yeah.
So the drone part was kind of like them being able to take orthomosaic maps of all these different tow yards. So they would have on file of what each one looks like.
Well,
Smart.
That's the thing. Dude, whoever owns a tow company in California, I give them props, because the amount of regulations and crap that tow companies have to go through there.
Yeah.
Like, they can't even have trucks that are more than 2 or 3 years old or something.
Not so much that. Is just a lot of times it's like I used to do the inspections for all these places, and it's always about the maintenance of the location more than that. You got to make sure you got kitty litter around for any spills, leaking vehicles, all this kind of stuff. You're not allowed to be able to do maintenance on site. If you do, you have to have it in a contained area. So these guys either got to get some kind of building to do their maintenance inside, because they can't do no maintenance outside the building.
That's
a lot of regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's what I said.
I
was going to say, my dad used to own a big tow company out in California years ago. And he got out of it right before they started that crap where they said you couldn't have a tow truck that was like, I think it couldn't be more than, I want to say 2 to 4 years old. And so he was like, I'm done, because he was going to have to update his entire fleet for no reason.
The only way I can see that he might have had, unless his tow trucks were diesel. Because then you have the AQMD people getting on folks with diesel. Then you have to put those heater arrestor things on there. So you have to plug them up at night to burn off the residue out of the exhaust system.
Air quality management?
Glow plugs?
Yeah, glow plug thing. Yeah, air quality management, whatever the D stands for, district, whatever, AQMD and stuff. They're big. They're federal, big deal. They swing. When they swing for the fences, and everybody ducks and stuff. So that was one of the big things. Like, even us as a city, we're not allowed to buy hardly any of the vehicles that run off diesel anymore. Everything's got to be either CNG or it's got to be possibly some type of hybrid and stuff. So, yeah.
Sorry,
like I said,
Ed's just having a go at him there.
And what the AQMD is, they turn around and try to offer cities bargaining, like they gave our city something like 15 of these Ford C-Max piece of junks and stuff. And then our bosses try to tell us, well, give them to the inspector. I said, dude, I'm a construction inspector. What am I going to do with a car that's barely 4 inches off the ground if I go to a construction site? Besides tear the whole bottom off of it going across the rumble plate area of the day and stuff. I refuse to take one. I say, just give me the old Chevy S10. I'll drive around in that. I said, because it's not compatible with what I do and stuff. They said, well, it's a brand new car, Dre. I said, I don't care. And I'll be here standing for the man trying to explain to him why the whole electric system and the exhaust system is struck across the street. Because I'm driving across these plates and hitting rocks I can't see driving on job sites and stuff.
Chris Wedgeworth said diesels have DPF filters, whatever that is. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah.
But I know he's a diesel mechanic, so he knows.
Yeah, but he probably knows about the fact that that you have to have something that has to be plugged in overnight to burn off the excess fumes or whatever it is in the exhaust system.
Because they can't have catalytic converters. So
I'm not sure what it is. It's just like I said, AQMD. Like I said, they swing with a big stick, dude, and everybody ducks. That's just what it is.
See, Florida is completely opposite. They have like no regulations here.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. You got to have your catalytic converter. But unlike New York, which is a scam, you could buy a brand new vehicle, okay, and then make it not look new. Because in New York, every 12 months, your car has to pass an emissions inspection. So you bring it in, and they find a list of crap wrong with it. It's always such a bullshit.
Oh, yeah. California
scam.
has the same thing. It's the smog inspections you have to do. And actually, some of the emission parts for your vehicle have to have that California seal on it in order for it to pass inspection. Like you can't order some emission parts out of state and get them cheaper.
In New York, you have to have the sticker on your driver's side windshield. So the cop going by, because they change colors every year, can turn around and instantly has a reason to pull you over. It's nothing but a money scam.
Well, I'm saying like the difference between Florida and California is like Florida, you can have an exhaust, you can have your windows tinted, like all just the little things that you like to do to your car that in California they're very restrictive on.
You know what's dangerous, honestly, is these guys with these boom boxes that shake the windows of my car. Because there ain't no way, and I'll tell you something, the worst place to hear a siren is next to it. If I'm blasting my siren on the ambulance, you can't hear it because it's coming out of my radiator grill. All right? And I'm that close, and you're blasting that music, you never hear it. I always had a bitch with where the flashing lights are located on an ambulance. They should be down low, right in the drivers, the oncoming drivers.
They got them here in Australia. In Australia, they got them in. Yeah, they got them on top, and they got them in the grill as well. So the whole van just lights up. It's everywhere. It's all down on the top at the back and the top and down at the bottom there by the brake lights and all that. Everything flashes by the. It's
hey, Chris.
Bright as all shit. We got Draining Veterans popped in too, mate.
That's Dan.
Worth and Chris at Sunrise Water
meeting.
So we're gonna call everybody out in the chat 3 hours in.
No, Chris has just popped in, and Chris Wedgworth hasn't been there that long. And
but Jim never did the chat. Like
I always put everybody's chat on the screen. That's one.
Well, I know, but usually you go through and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm not Adrian. I'm not going to stop you guys from talking. Just so I can spend 5 minutes saying hello to everybody.
Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Like to say good day to, and he goes through the whole thing. Oh, my God.
Y'all leave my little buddy alone. I have to tell
he does
Chris
it on purpose.
I have to get Chris on you.
No, Chris will join in, mate. Don't worry about that. There you go. Hey, I don't know if you saw, Jim, but I'll probably get this Saturday off, so the Friday night show might go for a little bit longer. So the thing of coming on an hour early, I don't know if you remember that.
7 p.m., yeah.
Yeah, no. Probably might leave it at the same time then too, because I will think about what's happening down there in Sydney at the 9 o'clock show that he does.
Wait. Who does a 9 o'clock show in Sydney?
Greg on.
I don't watch Oz by Drone. He's an idiot.
What, Matt? You're playing with your neighbors, Matt? I thought you didn't get along with the people down there.
No, we get along with them fine as long as they don't come over the border.
They come over the border.
Dre,
locked them out.
You know how I got that above and beyond 20? It's a discount for air data. Whoever wants to get a discount on air data. I make no money from that.
Right.
That's not an affiliate link. It's just for you guys. In fact, I didn't even get the 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for you guys. So I told Greg, Oz by Drone, about it. I said, hey, in his he's got a little group or something, logbooks. So I tell him about it, and I say, hey, just tell the guys they can put up above and beyond 20, get 20% off of air data. It's a good deal.
Mhm.
You know what he does? Instead of posting that, he goes to air data, gets his own code, and puts it up. Are you childish? You're a grown ass man.
Like, it doesn't matter if you guys
No.
aren't making money off of it anyway.
There's
Like,
no
I-
money involved.
If there was
Well,
money
it-
involved, I could understand it.
It's just like the conversation we had earlier about influence. There are people who are going to do things to get followers to boost their channel. So if he felt like, hey, I'll get more people to come to my shows if I say you can get a discount off this program, even though it's not a real discount that he's offering.
Right.
Well, you know how you get people to your live show is you just abuse the shit out of the panel, and
Like we
I love it.
Oh, here's that one, Dre. I was literally flying, watching my kids, my granddaughter. I keep calling her my kids. I've taken care of her since 2008 when she was born. So and I love her to death. But this is from the Mavic 2 Pro, and I was looking down at the kids skating. Well, and then I noticed the drone going off, that rocket going off. But you see how its angle is away?
Yeah.
So when you've got a lot of clouds, like Rod was saying, all you're going to see at night is the red of the
contrail.
engine. Yeah.
Well, where's the Mavic footage?
I didn't even know this dude exists. This is the first time I've ever seen his channel.
Who?
Oz by Drone. I didn't even know who that
Oh
was.
yeah. He affiliates with Lloyd, the Grumpy Vlogger, and
He tries to help everybody out to get recognition, and he can't. He's helped out Ken Herron. No,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Ken Herron won't give anybody credit, period. But he's tried to help him out for this and that, and doesn't get a word. But he's got like 75 subscribers, and
No, he's up to 1,000 something.
oh, good.
yeah.
He's put a lot of work
I know he got a lot of
1.4.
followers when about a year or two ago he was getting everybody on the RTMP stream. Because everybody was trying to figure out, I guess at the time, what was
Yeah, that
going with
pissed
DJI?
Mel off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what DJI was already shutting down their Facebook stream and something else. So he would put the information to everybody how to do the RTMP stream, and that's been around for a while. Now that's how I ran into it, because I think I went on his show and did a little bit of a stream with Mel. He was on Mel's show. That's when I did it, because Mel used to go on his show or vice versa, and I did a stream with one of my Phantoms at that time on his show.
He
And,
did show a video of how to do that, and that
Right.
it was quite easy.
Yeah,
And what I say it pissed off Mel is because Mel had tried to tell us all how to do it,
mhm.
and then Greg went and did it, and
Right.
there you go. So
Yeah. So
and
that
all we do. Good.
Well, that's what I was asking Matt about. I think I asked Matt a couple of months back, did he know this guy and stuff? And Matt was giving that look like, well, I don't play well with others. type of answer and stuff. I said, well, I understand. I won't ask anymore. Because
No, it's not that. I mean, I've been on Greg's show a couple of years ago. I was on his show a few times. People do what they do. I don't like to. There's not much in Australia that people watch that are Australian, and I tend to keep my time just exactly the way it is. Now, his time changes as daylight savings changes and all this sort of shit, right? So,
well, you got a
this
big
time-
woman following, dude.
well, I know, obviously, hey, oh my God. It's ever since I've had Dre on the panel, all these chicks have
Oh
been,
no, not me, dude. I think you've been playing the guitar, Moonlight on the guitar or
those
something,
arms
man.
up.
Might have been. But I have noticed though that the trans community has really popped on since Justin's been here. Justin popped on, and
Thank
what's
you-
going on
thank you,
here?
Justin, for the LGBTQ plus.
Hey, the plus is the premium package.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I don't try to step on anyone's toes and all that sort of shit. Now, this time of year is good for me because I'll start at 10 and he goes on at 9. So we're the same time now. So he does an hour show, whereas I do a show anywhere between 30 minutes and 20 hours. It really, there's no real plan to anything that we do. So, it's just a bit of fun and a bit of catching up with everybody that we do, Sometimes we talk about some stuff that's relevant and what have you, which is good.
I don't really like the 1 hour shows too much just because it feels like you have to be rushed. Like,
well, that's it, even when I have to go to work, that hour and a half, that's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, I've got to go. See,
Let's go
and we
quick.
just start to chat about all sorts of whatever, and then off we go. And especially when we have two people on there, like Adrian and Chris, who are getting on the terps, right? So they're starting to fire up, and I've got to go to work. That's not fun. That's not very grainy, is it?
Here's about as interesting as that Z30 at no light at all. This is pitch black.
Yeah.
And the Z30 trying to go in on the gas station. But what I'm saying is you can't use this camera for anything other than inspection. Because look at that. I think it's actually it's literally 2.1 megapixels or something like that.
Wow.
Well,
but it's got 9 sets of lenses in it.
When you zoomed in, though, right before you zoomed all the way in, it looked really clear, and then you zoomed way in, and it got really grainy.
What I have to do is perfect my movements. It's not the camera's fault.
As soon as you zoom in like that, any minute movement goes
see,
mental.
like right there. There, it looks nice and clear.
Yeah, you can really see the neighbors with that lens. It's awesome.
If you get it right, like Justin's talking about, the camera, the lighting right, and all that. I mean, you can read the numbers on the pumps.
Wow. Hey, is that optical or it's got digital on there too?
That's the one that they built that I got paid to film.
No, well, I didn't ask that. I just said, is it optical or is it?
It's all optical.
No shit.
9 sets. And look how far away I am. 2 miles away.
That's a hell of a zoom.
9 sets of optical lens, 30 times zoom, low
Holy
light.
Shit.
So if you're a cop, tell me you wouldn't use this. You could see that lady with her yellow purse. Like I'm saying, I have to learn to get the right lighting, and then because I'm moving the drone, I'm moving the camera, you know what I mean? Like a cop would just park it in one place.
It's very jolty movements. Like,
that's all my fault, not the cameras. But here's what I'm talking about. I don't have any highlights. This is it. This, like Justin, you and I were discussing, unless you're in Orlando in Florida, there's nothing to see.
Well, you know what though? This wouldn't be too bad for your Mavic 2. You know, no zoom obviously, but you've got enough lighting there for you to really stuff around with your apertures and what have you, to get a decent picture out of it, just to muck around with it and have a bit of a look. There's enough lighting through the suburbs there, I think, to and get nice and crisp, but no cityscapes, as you said, you know, which is it's a totally different ball game again. And
that's not
as
bad
I said,
from 2 miles away, though.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Hell no.
Shit, couldn't do that with the 2 Pro. But if you go, you know, when you zoom right back, you've got a lot of lighting. See all that lighting there? Yeah, that's a lot of lighting.
Then it blows out once you zoom out.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could chuck the 2 up and get a nice image out of that, I should imagine.
Oh,
and do some stills, mate. Do some stills. Do some panorama. You know, the panorama, the horizontal panorama on it. And muck around with your shutter speeds and apertures, and you probably get a nice picture out of that.
We are literally talking about. Let me see this.
I think it would be cool if DJI put
Zenmuse Z30.
If they put like a night vision mode in their cameras. I think that'd be pretty cool.
it's made to be a low light camera, but I just want to show you what it doesn't have. Let's hit specs. All right, it's 556 grams along with the 900 grams of the camera you're hauling. But anyway, look at the
Well, look at the
megapixels.
sensor. Well,
Yeah.
the sensor is one thing. 1.28.
Look at that, 2.13 megapixels.
Right.
Is that incredible or not?
Jesus.
Imagine if it was like 12 or 14 megapixels. That'd look really nice.
It's got 9 sets of lenses to take that low light and make something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I borrow that for a bit, Jim?
Yeah, if you it didn't cost so much to ship it to you.
30 times optical zone.
I'll pay
Wow.
shipping.
Dre, it's serious, man. It's fun to play
Now
with.
he's ignoring me that I said I'll pay shipping.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's got a defog mode in it.
I won't be able to afford to ship it back though, Jim. It's a problem. You have to come
well,
over
Might
here
not
and get
make
it.
its way home, right?
Yeah. It's
They'll just keep
I-
giving you those excuses next week. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
Wait.
It's in the mail. I've got it all organized. I'm sending it
Hey,
through.
Jim, got a question.
Yeah.
I'm looking down here the specs. It says max capacity 64 gigabyte class 10 or UHS 1.
Yes. Card.
It wouldn't.
Yeah.
It won't take a 3. Because
I
1
have
is slow.
No, that's ultra high speed level 1.
Okay.
UHS 1, UHS 3. I've put no, I'm sorry, UHS 1 or UHS 2. I've put A data cards in it.
Mhm.
They don't like it because they have the UHS 2 has 2 rows of those copper strips, whatever you call them,
Right. Okay.
on the card. It doesn't like them.
Hmm.
It just wants the one. And oddly enough, you know how DJI ships with the 16 gigabyte card? I mean, isn't that
Right.
ridiculous?
Yeah. And they brag about, we're going to give you a free car. I said, dude, you can take that and add it to
Yeah.
my whatever
It's
DJI
so
account.
shit. I couldn't even use it in my phone.
And yet,
Yeah.
Dre, it's saying XFAT over 32 gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
And I always use the XFAT when I do my cards because that FAT32 is on a 4 gigabyte system.
Yeah, you get more info on it.
Mm-hmm.
The other one will run out and you go, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, you haven't formatted it correctly.
Where is the one?
Details are hidden while you share your screen.
Hmm.
I know what that is.
Porn.
Okay,
You know
folks,
something?
I'm going to bounce out.
I want to see
Everyone
this.
in the chat. Who's on it? Chris Resworth, Chris Sunrise Media, Ed Drone Shots. Who else is over here? Gary still around.
No,
Jody
drone
Veteran,
shots is
Mika,
Jody.
Jody. Okay.
Ed is Love My Drones.
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, Ed. So I'm gonna bounce out, folks. Got to go to the gym in the morning. Got to get some ammunition for the guns.
I'm gonna go load up.
Yep.
Okay, I got to ask one dumb question. Do they make you wear a mask?
No.
Okay.
They don't even ask for
You're
a vaccination.
exercising.
No, hey, out here in California, it's getting close. Because right now, every outdoor venue got to wear a mask inside the stadiums, even outdoor ones. And I believe for Coachella, which is the big concert venue,
Music.
that they're gonna have it for that too. Got to have a mask, even though you show you're vaccinated or you get a negative test in the last 72 hours. Still got to wear a mask inside the stadiums.
That is so crazy. They do that at football games too, don't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. California, it's statewide. It's statewide and stuff that they're making everybody wear the mask and stuff. So yeah, the gym is about the only place I've not had to wear a mask yet. But you know, it just opened back up June 15th this summer. So,
Yeah. Well,
So
no
we'll
wonder
see
you
if-
started to look flabby there for a while, but you're doing
Yeah.
all right now, mate.
well, I thank you. I appreciate that.
You were looking like shit, but now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Doing okay.
I wasn't
Okay.
gonna say anything to
Yeah.
you back then, because
Okay. I appreciate that.
It's all right, mate.
I don't want
I'm
you
a
guys
nice-
to hurt my feeling like you guys do.
Well,
everything.
it's easy to talk shit from across the pond. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
When we all know Drake could lift Matt up on his shoulders.
All right, folks. If I don't see
Drake
you
came
sooner,
over here, I'd let him.
All right, folks. Like I said, if I don't see you sooner, I will try to make sure I pop in this Friday, Matt, since I already went to the movies last week to see 007.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, you guys take care.
Thanks,
Hey,
Dre.
Dre.
Bye-bye.
Dre.
Hey, for the
Dre.
website
Oh,
too.
damn. Dude,
I know he jumped off.
He did.
I wanted
He
to
really had to
show-
go. And I was going to keep him there a little bit longer.
This is what I was talking about. Remember we were showing DJI, they're coming out with that new camera, right? That one we were showing the setup in the beginning of the show. That new rig.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
one that-
have you seen the prices? Now, the Zenmuse 5 X5S, it's a micro four thirds camera, 5.2K. All right. This is $2,000. Look at this thing, the X7. And then you have to buy the lenses. Okay. It's $3,000.
Shit.
And you have to buy each and every lens.
Oh, it's got ProRes. Righto.
It's the same 5.2K, but it's got 24 megapixels and 14 stops of dynamic range, where I only have 12.8 or 13, 21 megapixels and 13 on the X5S. But they made their own mount. See if we can get a better view of that. Yeah, you see? They made their own DL mount, they call it, so that it sits closer to the actual sensor.
Look, that's getting into the realm, right? Well, it is in the realm of very nervous flying.
Yes.
When
extremely nervous.
Yeah, and it's the same as I said with the 3 coming out. If you buy that Pro version, it's going to cost me, say, in Australia, $7,000.
Yep.
It's getting into the realm of I don't even want to fly it. Although the image would be fantastic, every second it's up there is just going to be a freaking nightmare because, as we all know, birds can do anything, and they don't give a shit whether it costs $300 or $7,000. That
Right.
thing's coming down, And
Exactly.
especially what I do over water, there's just no getting it back. I'd have to take care of fresh out on that, that's for sure.
Here you
My
go,
God.
Matt. Here you go, Matt. You just bought the $3,000 camera, and you said, what? It don't come with a lens? Sure it does. Here's your lenses.
Yeah. Shit.
So altogether, you're looking at what, about $8,000?
For a camera.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
what I'm
for
saying.
Just for the camera. Yeah.
Just for the camera. And they made it their own DL mount, which means you can't use any other lenses. Now,
I mean,
I don't know if there's an adapter.
Unless your YouTube channel hits 1 million subscribers, it just ain't really worth buying that just to do YouTube.
Oh, hell no.
Like I said, if you had like 1 million, 2 million subscribers and you're doing some serious videos, then yeah, I could see spending that kind of money. But
the quality is not going to show up on YouTube.
No, if you're using them for exactly right, you've got to be using this sort of shit. If you had a gig, doing ads and maybe
like
TV series and stuff like that, you wouldn't be buying this to put up a pretty little picture of the beach down the road.
Look at the difference in pricing.
Hey, you ain't going to be doing it with the Pro 3 either.
No, shit.
But
As I said a couple of weeks ago, I'm flying over lakes and all that sort of shit, and sometimes I do fly beyond line of sight. And anyway, it's out there. I'm taking nice, but where I am, it's safe as shit anyway. But something may happen while it's out there, and I've got no control over that. And I don't think I'd even fly that thing over water if I bought a $7,000 drone. You got to be shitting me.
I mean, even if flying over land, if it falls and crashes, it's just going to be just as bad. I mean, granted, yeah, if it goes in the water, you're not going to be able to recover it most likely, but
that's right.
Even if you tap these things at that top, of course, you can't see my cursor, but at the top gimbal part where it connects to the drone,
I can see your cursor.
Even
Yeah, I
if
can
you
see it.
even if you tap this thing, it's only on by one center bolt going through
See,
it. Okay, it's about an eighth of an inch thick.
That's it. Yeah.
So that would loosen it up. It has to go back to the factory because it's magnetically calibrated. Oh yeah.
No,
But you
it's too
see
much.
what we were talking about before? It's 4.2.
You can be. You got to top mount it, Chris. It can't go underneath. Otherwise,
Matt, how would you
Otherwise
like to take film at 4.2 gigabytes per second?
well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, Chris, if I had that kind of camera on the bottom of the Mini, I wouldn't have hit that light pole. I definitely
No,
would have
because
saw it
it
coming.
wouldn't have taken off. Wouldn't have been able to get off the ground, mate.
Let's see. But the point for me is like there's no difference besides 24 megapixels and 21 megapixels. All right. I'm perfectly happy with 20.8 and 12.8 stops versus 13 versus 14.
Yeah, this
You
is
know what I'm
this is
saying?
this is all mega production shit. This is
Well, this is what I've got, and it works just fine. Why would I go spend $8,000 on a camera for 3 more
That's right.
megapixels, and I can't buy anybody else's lenses?
12-bit raw. 12-bit raw. Dude, you don't need anything more than that, mate. Not for where you fly. It's you don't need any.
Yeah, I heard your wise ass.
Yeah, he would have
Wow.
saw that. Dude, that extra 3 megapixels, he would have saw that tree, I'm telling you.
Clear as a bell.
I saw that gust of wind coming from a mile away.
It had the barometer on it.
But I'll tell you something, with that Olympus 45 on there, it's just fantastic.
Oh dear, we like paying out on Jim, don't we?
There you go, Matt.
Such an easy target when you're that retarded.
Oh, I know we'll
What are
get
you
a lengthy email later.
What about?
Oh, explaining it to him.
Yeah, explaining to us why.
What was that one on, Justin? Was that the wand?
Why
Yeah,
Matt
he
doesn't?
sent me like a fucking 4-page email explaining to me why Matt doesn't know what the hell the wand was. And it wasn't a
On the
wand.
highlights.
But the thing is, I know what the wand is, and I know what it does.
He refuses to call it that.
He just wasted 4 pages there telling you I didn't know what it was. Well, I use it all the time, mate.
Dude, I was laughing my ass off. I got this long fucking email from him.
I copied and pasted.
Yes. Well, you've got
So I'll
other
just copy
text
and
on your
paste.
computer that says Matt's a dickhead. You just copy and pasted that 3,000 times.
It's the same email. He just has to move a little bit of the words around each time. About how
He just
Matt
puts a
fucked up.
different name, just different name on the title.
Do you know that they're coming out with another RoboMaster?
Yes,
Wasn't the first one kind of a flop?
I thought so.
they're all
I
flops.
did.
For the
What the
price, though, man, that's expensive.
I mean, I think Art ended up with a RoboMaster, didn't he?
He won it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was, of course. And anyway, he just driving it around on what's his name, Ron's front lawn. And I wonder if he still got that.
Oh yeah.
He was there with Ron when he was driving it around.
That's
And God-
right.
What are they for? Seriously, what do you do with them?
I don't know. It shoots little pellets out of it.
Wow.
It's literally for 2 people to each have one, and you can play like little war games with them.
Well,
But
does
each-
it blow one up? Because if it doesn't do anything, if it just hits them and goes, oh, you're it, that's not good enough.
No, not for the price. That's why I said they were way pricey.
Good. It's got to
Matter of
do
fact, I wanna
damage.
see how, I'm gonna look on Amazon and see how much they're going for.
Let's see.
Yeah, Justin, you're
what's
lucky you
it
didn't
called?
cut and paste the whole manual.
RoboMaster S1.
Well, how much they are? Fucking
Six-
$600.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's fucking.
Why? Like you're saying, what are you gonna do with it?
Look at the one that's on Drone Nerds, though. They got some kind of like claw attachment for theirs.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like
that's expensive.
$900.
You
Is the
can go.
RoboMaster worth it?
You can pick up a glass with that one.
Oh, look, it's a fun, fast robot. that's a blast to use as a remote controlled vehicle. How much do the remote controlled cars cost?
Not no fucking $900 unless you're like into it professionally. I can go to Walmart and get a remote control car for $30.
Can't imagine the Robo Master doing a donut or doing jumps and shit. So fucking slow.
What the hell are they doing here?
Look, for me, that is just a total, absolute waste of time. It is good for things like this, right? Getting kids into learning how to program, right? It is good for that.
No, that's what the $100 Telo's for.
And that's what I was going to say, and that's what the Tello does too.
Yep.
So yeah, I can see the advantage there for something like that as a learning tool and what have you. But just for something to buy there's no point to it. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it's probably really fun to build it when you first get it, but then I guarantee after a week you're going to get bored with it.
Michael's got it, so he uses it all the time. Michael would use that all the time because now he can use that as his own Uber Eats, because he can chuck it over the road, grab a beer, and then come home with it.
Ed, you are echoing.
How much are the Tellos now? Are they still the same price?
Still $100.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's because Rise is involved with them.
I would really like to see a new Tello, though, an updated one.
Well, the nice thing about it, Justin, is I told you about Drone Blocks, right? Which is the program.
Yeah.
There's also a program called Scratch, which is very drag and drop. It's by Dennis Baldwin. He made it out of Texas. Just a dude who screws around in his garage.
Hey, what's up, Ed?
Drone Blocks program. Now, he came up with Drone Blocks University, where he teaches kids how to do their own programming with the Tele. It's really well worth it, Justin.
Bloody Ed. Hey,
Matt. Am I still
Hey, Matt.
echoing?
No.
There you go, sunshine. Doing all right? Let it be
Still
yes.
vertical.
That's nice, mate. Good to hear.
You know something? That's the answer I got from Carlos when I said, how the hell's Ed doing? I haven't seen him in a while. This is before you had put anything up, right? And he literally goes, he's still vertical. I said, okay, that answers no questions.
No. My God. Hey, check this out, Ed. Look at this, mate.
This is a great little program, guys.
The others charging over here, getting the two freestyle out today.
Now, okay, hold on, Matt. Let me show that. Let me get off of this and show that. Because how many different ones are there?
One what?
Show me the freestyle, the one you just showed.
This is the freestyle 2.
All right, now what's the difference between that and the other one?
The freestyle?
That the other one.
I don't know. The other
The
one.
one he first flew was the Tiny Hawk 2. And
That's the 2?
the one else for the most part. Yeah, that's the Tiny Hawk 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so they call it freestyle because it doesn't have the prop guards and you're able to crash and.
It doesn't have the prop guards and it only flies 2S.
And it goes a shitload quicker. This thing nails, mate. Yeah. This thing nails along, mate. And as you can see, and that's as far as that camera goes up, and that's still not far enough.
Now, here he goes with the damn camera tilt.
I need a gimbal on.
I thought you were going to cut some of that out, man.
Yeah, I haven't done that because I'd replaced the frame, see, so I've just been stuffing around with that shit.
Let me see that camera angle. Yeah, that camera angle.
The camera angle is
right
you
wanted. Oh, right, okay.
So that's about as far as you can go, but I fly it like this.
Yeah.
Right? Do you really?
No, you'll definitely want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got to constantly fly it like this and then bring it up so I can see where I'm going. You know, it's a pain in the ass.
Otherwise, you're just looking at the bloody ground.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Whoop, hit a tree. Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
It does have obstacle avoidance.
Yeah, it stops it dead in its tracks once it hits it. It ain't going any further.
I didn't like it at first, Matt, but then I fell in love with it. So
Look, yeah, I don't mind it, mate. It's
Well, Ed, you're pretty good at it. Driving
it's
through the
still-
ladder in the back of the truck and shit. Damn.
I
still
managed
give
to
you a
break
bit of a
the
buzz.
frame on mine.
How did you do that? Oh, Matt did that.
what's that?
Break the frame on his.
Oh yeah, I broke that.
Yeah, it's
And this
just a
thing
lack
here's
of
done a
skill.
million crashes. Have a look how much grass is in there. Look at that grubby
come in on
bloody
you.
thing. Look at it. It's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
This thing's been nailed, and
God,
it's
that
all.
looks so much like a Tello, doesn't it?
This is busted. It's all broken here, but it still looks all right. But I'll go out of focus all the time on this
Wait.
thing now. So
Wasn't that the one that you wanted to raise the hood on? Cut some of that hood out so you could move the
Yeah.
camera up?
that's that one.
Yeah.
That's that one.
Not the white one.
No. This one here, the white one's awesome because it's got an adjustable camera on it, right? So you can
Yeah, it tilts way back.
you can tilt that one back as far
Okay.
as you like.
Okay. I
That's
thought you
fantastic. So that's all right for that one. But this one here, it gets stuck here.
And you get your little
Right.
Dremel
Yeah,
tool.
it
and cut
catches
it
on
out.
the top plate of
Hmm.
the frame.
It's actually on the bottom edge.
Oh, the bottom where it hit? See, I think
Yeah.
like mine goes up higher than that. I don't know, maybe not. Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Gary said it looks like the underside of my lawnmower.
Well,
how many
mine's been a
antennas you got up on
lawnmower
that,
a few times.
2
Did you put that? You put the
One there.
tubing on it? Yeah.
and that one there.
Oh, that's an antenna? That white one?
Yeah, hanging out the back. They're the ones you got to be really careful with these bloody things because the motor wires are too long on them, and you got to really tuck them away. Otherwise, while you're flying, it
So it doesn't
cuts-
get clipped?
yeah, up in the air, all of a sudden drops out the sky because one of your motors
I've
falls
cut
off.
a few motor wires, Matt. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I nicked the VTX antenna a few times too. But
What, do they just give you like an abundance amount of extra wire just in case you have to replace something, or is
No.
it just the way it is?
Yeah, no, that's just the way it is. So I've already put my extra
Tie wrap.
ties on them just to pull them in right in and keep them away. So I haven't had any issues with that.
And also, when you originally get that, those antenna wires flop down. Didn't you put some of that shrink tubing on that antenna wire?
No, that was already shrunk wrap, that one.
But
That's
somebody
already
did
done.
it, or it comes like that?
It comes like that, yeah.
Oh,
comes
okay,
like that.
okay. I thought you did that.
No, this one here, because it has to have protection because it can't touch the carbon fiber. Right, so it has to have the protection around it. And even this back one here, only the last bit of it's exposed. Right? Because that's all plastic there, all in there.
I see that. It's just an odd place to put the antenna wires.
Oh, mate. But if you ever get a chance, mate, give one a crack because these things are so much fun. It's just
They
a
are.
pity. As I said, it's just a pity I can't get that camera up much further. And to be quite honest, Ed, you can't really go much further up because it's hitting on the bottom, as I said, but it's the top as well. So you can see the gap there.
Damn,
That's
that camera's up.
Yeah, that's facing you, and that's at an angle like that, right? And
that's full speed. So you go
Well,
balls out most of the time?
full speeds like this, right?
Really?
With a little bit of tilt there, yeah. So you can go even quicker.
A little
but the
bit of tilt.
Yeah.
That's
So-
90 degrees.
literally, you can fly a lot of those drones where they're straight up and down, and they will still fly.
Yeah, and that's the problem I'm coming across. So when I nail it, I can't nail it for far because I can't see
you're
where I'm
looking
going.
at the ground.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
You know,
Look what Gary says. They should mount the camera on a bearing with a weight underneath it to keep it level in flight. What if you put a fishing line and a little fishing dabble weight, not a heavy one, just a little one, and it's moving the camera as you're going like this.
I think that would really screw with you, though.
It's
I
no,
mean,
yeah,
even if you
would
could
flop
get
around.
that to work, I think that would really mess you up.
It would flop
it
around.
would. It would. You know what? Because when you're looking through your goggles and you're seeing what the camera's doing, right? That's what your drone's doing. Your camera is a representation of what that drone's doing. If that was to stay horizontal and you're like this, you've got no idea of your pitch.
Yep.
And it'd stuff you right up, I think.
It's like a little set of balls hanging off your fucking head.
With the white one you were showing, Matt, I was flying one day and I hit the power lines with it. And when I hit the power lines with it, it bumped the camera angle up.
Yeah, stuff you.
So automatically it wasn't until I went to edit the video that I noticed it, but you could tell I was just automatically flying faster. Because
so you could see
the camera.
So you could see. Exactly right, mate. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, good fun, mate. Good fun.
And yet,
I mean,
Justin's name is AKA Light Pole Killer.
Look at that camera angle.
Holy shit.
Well, see, when I had when I got the Mini at a 90 degree, it just hit the light pole.
But that sucker's got to be going so fast, you can't be seeing that where it's going.
Yeah, you
gotta
can.
have the goggles on, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. You cannot fly it without them.
Right.
Well, you can, but as soon as you turn it round, you've got to reverse.
You don't
reverse
know.
everything, and it just doesn't. It's too hard. So having a perspective. No, you can't. Yeah, it's just too hard.
You know what'll screw you up, Matt? Is when I was talking about the drones before, like on the Inspire and the Matrice, the camera can go in what's called free mode.
You'd be pointing the other direction.
You got the drone sitting there and you're moving the camera around, right? And you don't have a second person controlling the camera. You're doing it. And if you forget to bring that camera back to the front of the drone, and you're sitting there flying like this and flying along.
Yeah, it was like, damn thing. I'm nowhere near a tree. You turn the camera around. Oh shit!
I think that would have been, Jim. That would have been a better excuse than a gust of wind. You should have just told us you had your camera flipped around.
Dude, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you because you live down here.
No, still, I'm just looking at the. Yeah, here we go. Let's pull up the statistics of what a Matrice can handle wind-wise. 65 mile an hour, apparently.
I've had it up in 40.
There you
I've
go.
done inspections at 40 miles an hour winds.
It was that Cat 5 hurricane gust wind at 70 feet off the ground.
That will test your patience because you've got two things going against you. The damn thing keeps coming up on the screen, propulsion limited.
And skill.
Which means it slows down the motors so it doesn't overheat because you're fighting the wind the whole time. And dumbasses like Matt telling you that you're not doing it right. Whatever it is, you're not doing it right.
I know, Jeff. No, mate. You're doing okay, mate. You're doing all right. You'll get there one day. I was like that when I was learning too, mate.
Oh, my God. I've had these when you weren't even thinking about them. And okay, I'm the baby of the group.
And you're still not good? Well, you would have thought you would have learned by now.
Oh, he walked into that one, Matt.
Some people just are naturals and some just can't do it. It's like backing a truck up. There was this old fella. I said that to him too over the two-way. It took him forever. Now he had a B-double on, right? So it's a bit difficult to and he's all over the place. He finally got on a dog. And that's what I said to him. I said, I was like that when I was learning too, mate. He went off his chops. He's been doing it for 50 years.
You about to kill you over the radio?
Ed? Yeah. I got him on the two-way. Are you going, Ed, or are you sticking around?
I was saluting coast-to-coast drone.
Oh, okay. Righto. See you, Gary. Thanks for all the shit tonight. Beautiful. I love that.
Love you, Gary. Mean it.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Shit.
It's a funny shit. But I should really nick off because I've got more crap to do. It's like
Yeah.
1:30 in the arvo here, and I've got to do some stuff.
Holy Christ, 3.5 hours. Yeah, that's long enough.
I'm going to bat off, so.
Yeah, it's morning there, isn't it, Matt?
What?
It is morning. I'm going to bat
How
off.
off down are you, man?
Matt knows what that means.
Isn't your missus home, mate?
You got your socks handy?
The trusty Haynes tube sock.
Oh, dude.
Crew neck.
That's funny.
Going to
Where
bat
did we
off.
hear that from?
And we started talking about that last week with a roll of nickels in your sock.
Yeah, no, we weren't even talking. You just went straight to bodily harm.
Yes,
When
well,
we were talking nice stuff here, and you just went to, well, yeah, I'll just knock someone out.
nice stuff.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
right.
start out as a kid filling them up with flour and beating your buddy with the flour sock
No,
on how? No,
no.
you
We
never
used to
took the top off a shaving cream and put a hairspray cap on it and shot 30 feet away in your
No.
neighbor's eyes.
No. We used to break off cactus and throw them at them.
Piss off a kangaroo when it's near somebody.
Yeah.
Rock at it.
And the cactus we used was this little furry one. So once it hit you, those
Stuck
fuck,
on.
you cannot get them out. They're fucking horrible.
Little chia pet cactus.
It is. I remember I bent over to pick a cricket ball up once, and I bent over straight into the cactus, and I had fucking needles in my ass for a week. And they're like splinters. They're like splinters, and yeah.
He bent over and got a cactus up his ass. How?
Well, there's a cricket ball, right?
Did you see the video of that Amazon delivery driver that went viral a couple weeks ago? He did that. He was delivering a package and he bent over and went right into somebody's cactus.
Well, there you go. See,
He was screaming too. He was crying.
Pull that up.
Oh,
Find that.
pull it up like a bat off. You pull that right up.
Amazon driver.
I didn't.
It hit-
How
it
does
had
he
a-
see these videos? He must comb the internet for stupid crap.
Yeah, right.
Shitless. He does. He always
Don't
pulls up
question
the
me.
most weirdest
First
shit.
of all, why are you playing cricket in a field of cactuses?
No, it was at home, mate. It was a backyard cricket, and obviously it goes in the bushes and all that. So I bent over just to pick it up. Yeah, straight to a bloody cactus bush. We had some evil plants at our place for some reason. My parents and my brother went scooting down the side of the house once to take the corner, and he missed. He couldn't take the corner because he was going too quick, and he rode his bike straight into the bloody cactus.
Oh, okay. That's the.
Yeah, and then there was one where the delivery driver went apeshit on somebody's Halloween decorations. He tripped over the pumpkin and he tore their fucking porch up.
He wasn't having a good day, was he?
Yeah, he tripped. They had pumpkins on the steps of their porch, and he tripped over one, and he got so pissed he tore their whole porch up, all their fucking decorations and everything.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's a little rude.
Are you
All right,
watching that,
Because
Matt?
he's a
Yeah, I got
bloody
it, I got it.
clumsy asshole.
Okay,
I
there.
lost 56 kilos.
Those cactus are no joke, man.
There it is. Is it in good video? No.
There's the cactus.
Oh my God! No! No! What the hell? No!
Well, in some of those cactuses, I mean, you barely have to touch them, and they'll stick 1,000 needles in you.
Yeah, man.
It really depends on what kind of cactus it is.
Oh my God! No! No!
Went right to his pants.
No! Oh my God!
What's he ringing doorbells for?
No!
Look at
Oh!
Oh,
looks like a damn porcupine hit him.
Oh yeah, he got a buttload, didn't
Oh
he?
my God!
Oh, I'm gonna pull that one up of the guy destroying the porch.
You
That
know
shit
what?
was
When you pull them
hilarious.
out of your skin, they just itch like shit.
No. No. Oh God.
And he's got to go sit in his truck.
Yeah, that won't be happening.
Well,
We'll
at
see.
least he noticed it before he sat down in the truck.
Sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in there.
He's probably got sweats on.
No. No.
We'll see. Some of those are
Oh.
like got the little, what do they call them, barbs on them. So once they go
Yeah.
into your skin, you can't pull them back
Can't
back
pull 'em
out
out.
very easily.
Yeah, most of the cactus they have barbs on the spine. You can't see them.
But those are big though. You could see.
Oh.
Now they're in his hand.
Yeah, he's having a few issues there.
I know what he
There's
was
a bit-
doing. They have to take a picture now to show that they dropped it off at your door.
Yeah,
So that's why he went down to take a picture. That's what happened.
and
I
then
put-
after they take the picture, they pick it back up again and put it back in the.
Jim, I put the link for the one video of the guy tearing the porch up. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Like he's pulling them out now.
With this poor bastard. Oh, that's not good. Yeah,
Just
been there,
grab 'em.
brother.
It's like a band-aid. Just rip it out.
No, but like you
Yeah.
said, it's got those thorns in them where they stick. Barbs?
Oh, he's gonna know if he missed the one and sat down.
Wow. Hey Dan, when you're putting your new video up, mate?
Get that one, Justin.
Okay.
I think he'll be more cognizant of his surroundings next time at the
You
Journey
think?
Veteran.
Yeah, so what do they call that? Spatial awareness.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the
yeah.
PTSD go up behind him and pinch his ass?
PTSD.
Oh dear.
The trauma. Come on, bitch.
Have you got that other one up there? Or not?
I'm trying to.
I've got it if you haven't.
Put it up, will you?
Okay, mate. I will. I'll
My
go
mouse
like
is
that.
having.
Your mouse is having.
Fit.
I don't think there'd be any bloody music on this, would there?
I mean, you don't. I know it wasn't when I watched it. It was just a guy yelling. It was just a Ring doorbell. They didn't put any music on it. The one I watched, but he was pissed. So
It looks like the same guy, different pants.
these fucking crazy ass Amazon drivers.
They have silver trucks down here.
Well, they're kind of like FedEx. So if they get too strained on their vehicles, they rent them.
They
I've
rent
seen-
white ones.
Yeah, I've seen them pull in my neighborhood with rental vans.
Oh, Dan's still working on it. Righto, mate. Oh, we're looking forward to seeing that one, man. He's got some nice footage on his next one. Oh!
Yeah, watch what he does.
Oh, his
Pretty good.
calf. His calf hurts. Those calf bones. Fib and tib.
Yep, he slammed straight into the bloody.
Yeah.
That would have hurt.
Pain.
He hurt his foot.
That's Jim.
He was just bloody clumsy. What's his anger all about?
$8 an hour. Oh, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I don't get paid for this shit.
The son of a bitch flipping burgers at McDonald's makes more than me. I'm not doing this crap any longer.
Look, whoever owns that house, so they're expecting a nice little Amazon gift card in the mail.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
You
he
know, he
looking at?
probably got fired for that.
He wants somebody to beat the crap out of.
It's like, fuck you.
We nearly went again. Holy shit!
Hey, come unglued for sure.
He went postal on those pumpkins.
Yeah, he did.
I was waiting for him to drive the fucking van through the damn house.
Oh, he's not done yet, apparently.
That'd be
Well,
really
he
Well, I
was a
think-
pain. He
I think some of the
busted his
realization,
shin bones on there, those steps.
well, I think some of the realization hit into that he's probably going to be in a lot of trouble. Like at first he was pissed about falling.
I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, well, if I'm fired, right?
Yeah.
Might as well make the most of it while you're there, mate.
Right, if I'm fired. He left one, Dan says. No, we didn't. Will he get the other one behind this little fence there?
There's still one there.
Yeah.
Go for it, mate. There's two of them.
Come on, buddy.
She's got one there. One
Taking
here.
this to a new level.
I wonder if he delivered a pumpkin.
He's straightening up the boxes to take a picture of they were delivered. I don't know how your yard got like that, but the boxes were delivered.
Is that a camera?
Now he realizes that's a Ring camera. Oh, shit. I just lost my dad. Yeah, it can see the truck. How am I going to explain this one to the staff back at the main office?
Yeah. Well, now
Where's
it
the
looks
number?
like a real Halloween thing.
Where's the number plate on the front of the truck?
Oh, he's going to rip off the camera. He's
Fuck
trying to
off.
rip off the camera.
Well, you know what? That's stupid anyway, because most of that footage goes straight to a cloud.
I know. He don't get that.
No, he lost his shit. It's probably good somebody didn't walk outside because he probably would have went ape shit on him.
Now he's going to clean up.
Put it all back together.
Put it back together.
Maybe they won't notice.
Yeah, they won't notice a thing.
Get out hot, dude.
Now what am I going to do? That's what he's thinking. How do I undo this?
I mean, you might as well just start opening packages to see if he has replacements.
What's he got going on here?
I'm getting the hell out of here is what he's saying.
They're screaming. He's screaming.
That's what I said about halfway through that frustration, I think, was him knowing he was going to be in big trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And
He
then he just
realized
was
it.
like, fuck it.
Oh, he's coming back.
He's giving them money.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my God.
It's a payoff.
He gave him $60 for the pumpkins.
I'd have cut
Put
that
it
version
under the
out.
door.
I'd have
No,
cut
why?
that
He's
part
trying to
out.
redeem himself. Why?
Yeah, but he destroyed probably $100 worth of shit.
It's a friggin' pumpkin.
Yeah, but
Oh,
look, he
wait.
fucking crushed their skeleton and everything.
And then he just ran over it then.
He crushed his skeleton.
I like the fuck out of here.
Hey, Jim, I put one little short one in there for you. It's really funny. It's only
Whoa.
like 15 or 20
Thanks
seconds.
for that, man. Yeah, but you see what I'm talking about? His tib and fib, okay? Touch your shin, the front of your shin.
Ouch.
All you got is skin and that bone, and he hit that right on those wooden steps.
Mm.
I understand him getting pissed, but he went postal.
Hey, do that last one I put in the thing.
All right. And then he tries to turn around and what? Make up for it with the
they gotta
$60?
make more than $8 an hour, though, Jim.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They start off at 16 an hour.
I have no
delivery
idea what
drivers.
they make, honestly.
That was funny as shit, though. I had fun watching that. Hey, Lloyd.
But 9 out of 10 people would have called Amazon because they would have saw a little mini payday right there.
That's
Watch
petty.
it.
Man might
ass
have the
people.
Star Wars Lego set Death Star. Man might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star. But can he chug a sparkling water and not burp?
Let's watch this.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Man might have the Star Wars Lego set Death Star. But can he chug a sparkling water and not burp?
It's actually very hard to do.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Man might have installed his Lego set Death Star. Oh my gosh. What do I do? Oh my gosh. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
That's payday there. That's gold.
It's like an American Express commercial where at the end it says priceless. You know?
Yeah. That was golden. Dan's dying. What was that one I had? I sent to you guys. I said I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. What the hell was that? Do you remember, Matt? That was on Facebook, I think.
So whoever had the link for that Amazon Prime video, whatever, please put the link in the chat.
It is in the chat.
I'll re-put it in there for you, Ed. Hold on a sec.
I appreciate that. That's something I want to share with people.
He did put it in the chat.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them in there. I'll repost it for him, so he doesn't get confused on which one it is.
I'm kind of slow these days, Justin.
No, you're good. It's in the chat again.
Where is that? Matt, where's that one? I was laughing my ass off. Oh, I can't find it in chat. Damn it. In Messenger. Oh, okay. Here it is. All right. And then we're going to end it after this. I'll release you guys from your pain.
Oh,
This is
Jesus.
Grandma. Stinky ass hand cleansing gel. Grown man watching this crap. What's the matter with us? Oh, you can't hear her. I can't hear her. Where's the audio? That's nothing if you don't hear the audio. Okay. Now there's, oh my God, she says every curse in the book, this woman.
Yeah, I've seen her videos. They do a lot of videos messing with her.
Fucking go.
Here, you want some hand sanitizer?
Yeah, give me a little.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, come on. You gotta call him on that.
What the fuck? What the fuck's that smell?
I don't smell anything.
Hey, something in here smells like fucking shit.
That's Grandma.
Oh,
What?
hell. Can't you smell it?
No, it looks completely normal, but smells like stinky ass. And I'm going to see if I can get Granny to use.
Hey, Jim, I got one more for you. It's only like 15 seconds. Or like 10 seconds.
Let me get rid of this.
And then I'm going to jump off here.
Yeah, we're done. We're baked. All right, where is it?
It should be in the chat,
In
isn't
the
it?
chat. Okay. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, this is where you come to see all the great stuff. And you get to share the audio. UPS driver gives middle finger to FedEx driver.
That's an easy job. that is doing those multi drops. My God.
Right, yeah. And there's so many different companies.
Yeah.
You got UPS, DHL, and now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. UPS does last mile, delivers it to the postal service. So now the postman is bringing. That's how my shit got robbed. My SD cards, they cut the slit in it, took them out, handed it to the post office, had the post office deliver it. How do you prove it?
And that's what FedEx is doing with my package from Survival Frog, Jim. So for 2 days it went nowhere. It was supposed to be here Saturday, and now it's been rescheduled for Wednesday.
Does she have oxygen at home, Lloyd? Lloyd says he's watching on the phone. His wife, Judy, is in the hospital waiting for them to get her room ready. It's not COVID. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, exacerbation, and hypoxia, which means she's not getting enough oxygen in her blood.
All right. I will see
Sorry to
you
hear
guys
that,
later.
Lloyd. And on that terrible news, or good news, I guess, right? If she can get oxygen, she does have oxygen at home. As I sit here and smoke. All right.
I'll roll too.
I will see
you
you
later,
all
boys.
later. Later, everybody in the chat.
Have fun.
See ya.
Oh, Matt. Oh, he blasted off. Okay, I wanted to ask him something.
Shooting a bird at him.
Good night, boys. Let me end that.